Ooh wah, ooh wah, ooh wah, ooh wah, ooh wah, ooh wah, hey.
What do I need? I need a Havoc. Oh, it's Havoc Wolf. Fuck, I don't need a Wolf. Hold on to that then.
Havoc Wolf? You're not building Havoc MC?
Well, no, I'm done building Havoc MC.
Oh.
It's just, I need a Havoc percent for Donjin, and I already have the Wolf. I need another one.
Havoc percent for Donjin.
But the only Havoc percent I keep fucking getting is Wolf, so I'm like, oh.
All wolves. I have 0 wolves that has Havoc percent on a Havoc Wolf.
That's crazy.
Every time I get Havoc percent, it's on the fucking fire version of the Wolf. I swear to God.
I do have Havoc percent Fire Wolves.
Yeah.
Quite a few actually.
Hello. Welcome, first time chatter.
And all my fire percents are on the fucking crane.
It should be on. Okay, we are on. Someone's just chatting in the chats. We are here for the Grisaia Phantom Trigger. Just gonna let some people come in since we just gone live.
E2 Donjin, yippee.
Your password to your YouTube channel? That is correct. We no longer have access to our YouTube channel. That's a lie.
What? Huh? Kevin just allergic to uploading anything, even though I've posted it all for him to upload.
Bro, I'm just lazy.
It's literally there.
It is literally just there.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, we're just playing some gacha games. Good old Honkai Star Rail and Wuthering Waves.
I need to do anything.
You know what Wuthering means?
Wuthering? No.
Someone told me, but I thought it was stupid, so I didn't remember it.
Who wuther?
Oh, to wuther
strong winds.
Strong winds. So it's strong winds wins. Waves. My bad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And what do you know?
Halfway to 39.
Huh?
Halfway to 39.
Oh.
There one day. One of my friends is already 40. Sugoi.
Where can I find some? You want to see some builds?
Yeah, we have builds. I uploaded on my Encore. I put the other ones on there, by the way. The book and choice. I think I put on there. I didn't put bar choice.
No, he wants some builds for JoJo.
Oh,
the only problem is our videos do not contain like.
Yeah, we don't
do deck builds. We just review cards and talk about how
yeah, because we're usually talking about these sets like way before they not before they as the day they're coming out, and then especially if it's a set we don't particularly care too much about like JoJo's. I feel like we talked about JoJo builds actually though.
Did we?
I think we did. I think because we were talking about like the Made in Heaven Take Another Turn deck.
Okay, but that's standard.
Well, no, like 8 choice, like the 8 choice, like split 4-2-2 choice.
Oh, this is Freeman's review, and we talked over.
That's because I like Freeman. If one of us likes something, we tend to talk about it a little bit more. Like we might talk about it here because we both actually care about Grisaia.
We have decks built already.
It's very on the whim of if we actually built anything. Like for Freeman, I was building decks for Freeman throughout the whole thing. Because I was excited for it.
Alright, where's this Prince Wagon?
We like the meme of JoJo's because the Made in Heaven stuff was really funny. But that might have been all we talked about though.
Poggers, bar book memory.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is like one for one my list.
Yeah, I mean I just took the list and I put it on Encore because it was I told you I agreed with it. Well no, I changed the yeah, I mean I put the Sachi in.
Oh, you put the Sachi, yeah, the binder.
Because I liked the idea of the Sachi. How well it'll turn out, I don't know, but I like the idea of it.
I've only built 8 bars so far. While I was building it. Card capture and free run for weeks. Bro, you can't even build card capture because one of your key pieces was missing until like 2 weeks after the set came out. That's so funny.
I mean, hey, that sounds like playing the fucking Idolmaster deck too, right?
Wait, no, Idolmaster came out a week after. The card capture soccer card came out a month after, but we didn't know about the card even existing until 2 weeks after. So so 8-choice card capture we thought was gonna be pretty bad, but it ended up being pretty good because of the PR that came out a month after the set came out. Because the PR was the bonder to the event with a Soul Trigger.
Did you see this?
What did I see?
Look in Discord.
Oh yeah, that's disgusting.
That's surely. I don't know how to build decks. You hope.
No way.
But honestly, building decks in Weiss is one of those things that it seems more daunting than it is. But the secret is you can build. You might not be able to build like a great deck, but I think the average person can build a very competent deck with very like minimal effort, as long as you understand like deck building principles, right? There's like the simple things like how many brainstorms should I play? You pick your 3 brainstorm, you pick your favorite brainstorm, you put in 3 of it, maybe 4 if you really like the second effect on it, and if it's in a good color that you maybe need, then it's like you slam in like 4 to 8 plussing zeros. Maybe if you're a privileged set and you have a coincidental plussing 0 that's on like a good utility effect, like Oshinoko with their clean cut climax swapper, maybe you play an extra 2, and then it's just like you look for utility effects, things that mill, hand fix, etc. to some degree. Pick your favorites. It's okay if they're not the best ones. Yes, I mean that card's broken. Well, don't worry, we'll talk about that card. And then it's like what? You're level 1. You pick 4 of your level 1 combo, and then you wait. I personally wait a lot of the time on like extra level 1s and see how much space I have to allot to the auxiliary level 1s that may or may not be in your color, may be like your second color. It all really depends. And then you pick your level 3 combo of choice, slap that in there. Look at your early play. Maybe you play like 3, and then you trim rad if you need to fill space. Level 2s, usually you play like maybe 0 to 4 level 2s, depending if they're good cards, like 1 to 2 assists maybe, and then like maybe 1 to 2 cards that answer board or do some neat utility effect. They're very scarce, so you don't usually end up playing them. And you'll find off playing like 17 to 18 zeros, you play like 6 to 8 1s and 8 level 3s, your deck just kind of fills out pretty naturally, and then you can just kind of fill it in with anything else you'll like. It's deck building in Weiss is pretty. I want to build great decks. Okay, you gotta play the game first for that.
Yeah, gotta learn.
Like, literally, if you just net deck, I think you learn pretty fast in Weiss how to deck build. If you just net deck, and you play the decks.
And you see
try
why
to, like,
cards are used.
Any understanding on the cards, and then you talk to people about them. Obviously, don't just try to assume yourself. You could play the build, post it, and be like, blah blah blah. Just try to discuss with it. I think you'll find out a lot more. What makes cards good, and like maybe people will critique the list on you and be like, oh, I don't like this card. Obviously, take everybody's opinions with a grain of salt. Unless there's somebody you really respect their opinion, then that's fine too. Not Kevin, though.
My man literally has all his decks based on what I just built. What the fuck?
Okay, to be fair, that's because you put them. We talked about it, and then you actually just put them on the thing. Our top decks, like only 1 or 2. I looked over Overlord because I'm playing Overlord TD right now. There's 2 builds for Overlord. There is one meta build, and then there's one like off meta build because you can't functionally play the 8 standby Overlord deck in a format where regular Overlord is around because you just lose.
Also, you need a whole different theory behind deck building for 8 standby decks because they're
8 standby is
generally different from regular decks to build around.
How much should you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, on average, you're a different deck.
some sets are privileged to get multiple different types of build. Like quintuplets literally have 5 different builds, and then some sets gets only one build, which is like I don't know, fucking Damachi
Most
gets
sets.
one.
Avatar, really? I mean, Avatar has 2. I guess has another deck you can play, but realistically, if you want to play meta, you're playing one deck. Spy has like 3 different flavors of the same deck.
Yeah.
I mean, no, Weiss is super flexible for builds. It just depends how
for meta wise
you want to be.
Yeah.
Usually sets can be broken down on average into 1, maybe 2 meta decks. And then, Weiss is kind of one of those games where
even if you play off meta, it's not a 0% chance to win.
Off meta isn't bad. It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic, where if you take something off meta, you're like kind of praying to like fiend on very specific decks to do well. In Weiss, as long as you understand the core principles of the game and you're playing the game to the best, most modern sets aren't getting like giga gapped from playing the meta version versus the non-meta version. It's just like, maybe you're not taking advantage of like a key strength in the set that's like very blatant. Like Spy Family, you can go play like 8-bar. An 8-bar Spy Family is like a perfectly good deck.
I think it even has a top in the Springfest this year. 8-bar.
I mean, one of my locals played 6-bar 2 choice in New York, and he got second.
Oh shit! But yeah,
like it's some of it's like just having good fun, like Weiss fundamentals, and like sometimes you just vibe with the deck, right? You just find certain things you vibe with it, and that's cool. A lot of it really is just how you play, and like being able to play the game well, which some people just they lack certain like core fundamentals, or they make very clear mistakes that you wouldn't make as an experienced player, and that hurts. In general, I do think if you give a mid deck to like a well-seasoned player, they'll just play it better, and like they can probably do decently well with it. If you want to like win locals and stuff, you can definitely play off meta. Playing in BCS season, I think, is a little meta dependent. Like last singles, you were probably getting gapped by
Alice players.
Sword Art.
Yeah, Sword Art Line and the Slime. If you are
contesting they were just the way that they played was just so toxic against the average deck that like if you could not play against them, you just lost. But I think the current format is a lot less what's the word? Stifling, I guess, to the average like deck, and like the more
top decks right now.
They tell you
really stopping other decks from doing stuff.
They'll let you play your game. They're just all gonna play their own game and do the thing their way. Yeah, I mean, you're running TDs. As long as you're enjoying it, that's fine. You'll see a very clear quality difference.
As long as you're running meta TDs, don't play TDs from 5 years ago.
Yeah, old TDs.
Old TDs are pretty suffering. Modern TDs are within the last 2 years are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, most of them are good, especially if they're any of the TDs that come with the level 1, level 3 combo. Those are always the better place to start anyway. But,
Alright, with that being said, this whole spiel, let's, talk about some Grisaia then.
Yeah, let me get a drink quick.
Oh, never mind, this guy's gonna get a drink.
We have 2 minutes till 8:45.
I can attack 3 max right now. I'm scared people are gonna hit me for 9 at a turn. Okay, it's not 9. They don't attack you 9 times a turn. There's really any decks that can do that. Only one is Avatar that can hit you like 5 times in a turn, and then 9 times at the end of the turn. But that's like a outlier deck, and Avatar's a bit harder to pilot right now. So I don't know how many people around you would be playing Avatar. I wouldn't be surprised if there are people. But I mean, if you plug into Avatar, then so be it, I guess. But the average deck, they usually just attack 3 times a turn. And then maybe on their final turn they attack like they get like 6 or like 3 attacks and 3 burns, usually. Don't play against Karen from Niji. What does Karen do again? Was she just burn one, and then clock kick? Or is she just like the events that burns and then clock kicks? I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh. Alright, welcome back. Let's talk about Grisaia. Alright.
Yippee!
Hey everyone, Kevin here from the Strictly Broken TCG team, and with me as always we have Mr. Jason Melick from Strictly Broken as well. We are here for episode 68 of the best ever set review show of Grisaia Phantom Trigger. This set is a third set for the Grisaia series, but it has basically none of the original girls from the original Grisaia set. However, unlike other sets that kind of does this, this set is fully Neo Standard. There's no trait locking. There's no different Neo Standard ruling threats. So you can play Phantom Trigger completely with the old set.
Which you couldn't.
Yep. Technically, Kazuki gets a card in the new set, but she's not called Kazuki.
Sir, it's Thanatos system. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Both me and Jason are pretty big fan of Grisaia. We played the Grisaia deck back in 2020 when it was very.
I bought a master.
Set 1 Grisaia was pretty meta. It was meta enough in 2020 that it ended up getting banned, along with Soror, Day Alive, and Psychono. That meta.
It was the least justified ban, though.
Yeah. I mean, it was strong.
It was the deck that was meta for what was in it, for what was around it, not necessarily itself, but whatever. Set
2 came out, didn't really add a whole bunch, so the set kind of just stood there. It eventually came off the ban list. One of the faster sets that ever came out of the ban list, because it was a pretty unjustified ban. Kind of like Komodo Friends, that came off the ban list pretty fast too.
Yeah, sure did.
But now we're here with set 3, and hopefully we can have Grisaia come back into the meta. But who knows? People might not like it in the meta because it has the all-for-knowing anti-heal. Yeah, the anti-heal, which is pretty annoying for a lot of decks. Especially decks right now like Dallas Gearagis and
I do agree that anti-heal is significantly less oppressive now than it was when the set first came out. But it's still annoying all the same. So
it's definitely less annoying than anti-burns though. Screw you, Shauna.
True.
Except Shauna's like a very fair anti-burn comparatively.
Yeah, 100%.
Alright, with that being said, we'll shout out to our sponsor, Strictly Broken TCG. That's us. You can buy English Weiss Schwarz products on their website, as well as Nova TCG. You can buy Japanese Weiss Schwarz product on their website, and Weiss Tea Time for providing us these slides. You can find all translations for sets that has released or is releasing soon, all on their website, all collected into one spreadsheet. And as well as you can look at like articles and deck list on Weiss Tea Time. With that being said, we rate stuff on the scale 1 to 5. 1 star being cards not worth picking up. 2 stars are niche or tech cards you might want to pick up probably 1 to 3 copies of. 3 stars are your tester cards. We say buy these if you want to play around them and see if they're good in a deck. 4 stars are going to be your staples, your brainstorms, your early plays, your rickies. These are going to be strong cards you want to pick up, regardless of what deck you build. And 5 stars are going to be your cards you want to build a deck around. With that being said, oh, the prices came already?
Hunger upon, yeah.
Oh, with that being said, are you ready, Jason, for this?
Yeah.
Set that
only 500 yen anti-heals.
Only 500 yen for the anti-heals. Aware. That's like rating prices, to be honest.
Guess my trickies are, though.
Alright, Jason, are you reading? I think you are.
Yeah, I think I'm reading. Alrighty. So the first double R? That's crazy. Alright, 1-0 Maki. When this attacks this turn, this gets X power. X equal to the number of your 2-0 events and waiting rooms times 15. So it's like the bell from Danmachi. And then Climax combo, when this attacks, if you have the choice Climax or Climax here, and you have 3 or more other Grisaia characters, real text by the way. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 Grisaia character or unknown or the 2-0 event that's below. From among them, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, send the rest to waiting room, and if the card chosen was level 2 or higher, this gets plus 1k and 1 soul. Mandatory. You may not select to do not do that.
Yeah, this is a choice combo of your selection, usually. There's 2 old choice combos before, but one's just a regular cigarettes combo, and the other one was a... What was it? Like?
It was a Pseudo Fever.
Yeah, a Pseudo Fever for check 4.
Encore Phase, check 4.
The biggest boost about this deck is, obviously the Bell combo power, so it's like it can hit over a bunch of like 2/2s and 1/1s. But mainly is that you can pick up the event, which will be pretty important for the rest of the deck in the future that we will show later.
I'm real. I feel like this card's going to attack with like a pretty medium amount of power.
Yeah,
often.
Oftentimes you want to grab the event, so a lot of
Like-
time this card will end up only being 6k, 7k with the CX.
Yeah, I would say you grab one, and then you mulligan one, right?
Mhm.
You got you see your opening hand, you're like, all right, mulligan this, and then you just expect to find more from combo.
Thank you for the cherub raid. Excuse me if I pronounced that wrong.
Yeah, cherub.
9029 raid. Welcome to the Grisaia set review. Here, we have just started, and we're talking about this beautiful card.
Yeah, that event is really good though. So very excited. We'll talk about that soon enough. But yeah, I think this card's pretty good. Like it's the best choice combo by far, right? So.
And a choice will be a specific deck that people will build towards.
Yep.
Only problem is this does not have a soul trigger, which is sad for.
Yes.
Which is a lot of choice combos nowadays. You would wish they had a soul trigger on them, but on the upside you get the massive powers.
Right. How many meta choice level 1 combos don't have soul triggers right now? Actually.
Bro, you can't ask me that. I do not have that off my head.
I mean, I think the vast majority of the good ones have, if I'm not mistaken. But
card is too good to have a soul trigger. They did too much on it. True. If
they
give it a soul trigger, it would be a 1k less.
Power,
yeah,
which is fine.
Choice
with how its power is.
Choice is a powerful trigger.
Choice is. I think the choice the choice deck is probably good. Yeah. Like I think inherently the choice deck will just be a good deck no matter what. But it'll be the meta deck. Right?
But inherently, choice trigger is pretty strong with its flexibility of being able to be a stock or hand.
Rating one today.
We're giving this a 4. The pretty staple card for a choice, but nothing too crazy.
I mean, spoilers. I think this is bare minimum probably the best level 1 combo you can be playing.
Yeah.
In this set. So. Alright, next card 3/2 Rena. Auto, send one of your other Grisaia characters on stage to waiting room. Once spelled on stage from hand. If you do, if other characters are Grisaia, you can pay the cost. If you do, choose a card in your clock. Notably not character, and then add it to hand. So this can pick up the climax if you needed to clock it for whatever reason. Climax combo. Discard one Grisaia character when this attacks. If you have the choice climax in your climax area, you can pay the cost. If you do, deal 2 damage to your opponent. Then perform the following effect. Pay 2, discard 1. If the slot across from this has no character, you may pay the cost. If you do, deal 2 damage to your opponent. This also only has 1 soul, which is pretty important.
Yeah. Wait, there's one question in chat. Is the 1-0 Maki combo better than Sachi? Personally, I think it's hard to say. There's the upside. Well, they both use events. They both have this filler deck of events. But yellow has like better colors going for it, I would say.
I mean, it's the same issue it's always had though, right? It's the immediate deck speed and less, technically less selection overall versus are you okay with delaying your deck speed for usually better selection and like reliably grabbing whatever zeros you want? Mm-hmm. It's always a trade-off. They're both taking 8 slots.
For all we know, Sachi might still be the play, but we are going to be here testing it out in the next couple days.
Who knows?
Who knows? We want to try the new combos first, see if they're better than Sachi. If not, default to good old Sachi.
Yeah, Sachi is the easiest default since we know it's good.
Alright, speaking of this Rena though, as you can see, if you have cards on your board already, this becomes only a discard 1 basically, because you always heal back a card from your board to your hand. Because you don't need a full board condition or like multiple character conditions, so you can just have literally just 3 Rena combos on your board when you combo off. So you can just sack your board and heal the hand. Assuming you have cards in your clock to heal. So the discard cost is not that bad. It ends up just being like a pay to ditch 1 combo in the end, which is like your average combo cost. 6 stock to do double, 10 stock to do triple. But the biggest thing is it's burn 2, and that's pretty cheap. Only downside is you're gonna have to build your deck around being able to get that direct attack.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, this set introduces a bodyguard, and last set had a bodyguard already, so you can use a bodyguard tactic in order to help you win board and get your direct lanes. Otherwise, you have other cards in the set that allows you to bounce your opponent's board.
Literally just playing Heaven Runes Red, basically. But I mean, if the payoff is high, and this card, because it's 1 soul, it means if you actually play for its payoff, it doesn't overswing, which is really good. You're not swinging for like 4s. You're swinging for like actual regular numbers. I think this card's really good.
Yep, it's a fine card. It's probably one of the stronger finishers in the set. Yeah, well, there's the Kazuki Yuji combo from set 2 that's stronger, but
that one's extra.
That one's much more expensive. That one's like 8 stock to do double. Yeah. So this is a lot cheaper. Do similar range of damage. Burn 2 versus burn 1, and Musashi burn.
Is it only burn 1? Oh yeah, I guess it was. I thought it was more than that.
Yeah, it's pay 3, burn 1, and then Musashi burn. This one also heals you, so that's also nice. It has some on-play utility at least. What do we want to give this one? Do we want to give it a 4 or probably?
I'd probably give this a 4. I think it's just blatantly strong.
Nothing super crazy for finisher. It's not like
the support,
or something.
The support for it is there. It's there, and it's like, and it works. So that's all you need to ask for.
Well, I think by definition, it is a card we want to build around, though.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you're forced to build
it's like 4.5, like close to a 5.
Yeah, it's not like the thing you're buying the set for, but it's like it defines a deck for itself. Kind of forces you to play it almost feels like it forces you to play the 1-0 choice as well.
Yeah, the 1-0 choice is nice because the event allows you to bounce, so it helps you get open lanes for the 3-2 combo. But with Bodyguard, it might not be necessary. Maybe. Right, next card.
Right. 0-0 Rena. Put one Grisaia character from your hand to the clock. When this is played on stage from hand, you pay the cost. If you do, look at the top X cards of your deck. Choose the 1 card from among them, add it to hand, send the rest to waiting room. X equals to the number of your opponent's characters. And this is a stock bomb.
Yep. Strong effect. Stock bomb. Check X. Only downside I wish it was just X is your character, not your opponent's character, so that you have more control over how much you get to check. Offset on some sets, you know it's always a check 5, but if you're playing around the bodyguard stuff, sometimes it ends up being a check 1 or 2. If you play the bodyguard stuff, this becomes a check 1 or 2, which is pretty sad.
Fortunately, there's a blue version that's always a check 3 in set 1. So,
but being a stock bomb is pretty strong though, with added utility. If you're not playing bodyguard, you can slot 2 of this in and it'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think this card's like a solid 2 of, right? Like it's like a perfectly fine card. Or a solid 2.
Yeah, we'll give it a 2-star. Pick it up. Yeah. Pick up like 2 copies. Not bad to pick up 2 copies of this.
Alright. 0-0 Toka and Rena. When you trigger a climax, choose one of your characters. This can give it 1k power. And there is a pay 1, tap self, check 3, add 1 brainstorm.
Yeah, the only problem with this brainstorm is that we already had a check 3 brainstorm in the second set. That one also had a on play. Look at top, keep a top or wing room, right? Or the top or bottom.
No, it was a top. It was top mill. Top mill.
Top mill. Okay, yeah. So it depends on which one you want. Do you rather have the power, or would you rather have the top mill? Triggering CXs though is a bit more inconsistent.
Yeah, there's not a twin driver or anything.
Yeah. While having an immediate, basically brainstorm 5 on the first time you play the brainstorm might be better. So it's up to you, and the top check might be more utility for you. So up to you if you want to pick this up, but in the end, it's just a 2. Fine. It's a fine card.
It's fine. 0-0 Maki. Once it's played on stage from hand, with the top card of your deck. If it's a level 1 or higher, this turn this gets 2k 1 soul. And at the start of your opponent's drop phase, mill 2. If there's a level 2 or higher card among those, you may turn this to hand. I saw decks playing this card. And then I saw this on Twitter. So, I mean, this card seems pretty okay.
It's a yellow plussing 0, which there isn't too many good yellow plussers in the deck, especially since you don't play the yellow anti-heal anymore because there's a new blue one.
True.
But it's like a fine card, but the top check being level 1 or higher is a bit more risky. Top check does, however, give you knowledge for stuff like the feeding event and the Rico we'll talk about later, the Gumi Rico. So that's pretty nice. But besides from that, you know, overall it's a plussing yellow card. How does the math on these typically work out? I think it really depends on how many level 2s or higher you're playing. But usually roughly runs out like a 50-50. It's just like a coin flip.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time it's going to be a coin flip. Like, because you're milling 2 cards. It's like, they're fine. people played them in Hololive for a while, and they weren't even playing that many threes. They were playing a lot of Soul Triggers. I guess they played a little more than average when they played Iroha. Even Eighth Standby played that card too, though, and they didn't play that many. So, yeah. I mean, this card's like fine.
Yeah, Hololive, I think when they were playing it, they played roughly around 15 twos or higher's.
I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah, so about there's about 50-50 chance for it to hit. Yeah, average deck it's around 12 to 15 level 2s or plus. Yeah, sounds about right. In the end, I would give it a 2-star. It's a yellow pluser that has some added utility of being able to top check, which is actually pretty important in this set.
Yeah, agree. Alright, 1-0 Rena. During your turn, if you have 2 or more other Grisaia characters, it gets 2,000 power, and the following ability, when this card attacks level 2, card of confidence is level 2, this gets 6k power, so it attacks at 10k against level 2s, no, 12k against level 2s. And then has changed, you can send this to waiting room at the start of your climax phase, pay the cost. If you do, choose the other 1-0 Rena in your waiting room, place it on stage in this card's former slot.
And the other 1-0 Reina is also a change that can swap, so it can swap between each other. And then it's like twin drive. So you get the option to have twin drive, and you get the option to have a level 2 beater. Level 2 beaters aren't too important nowadays. There isn't a whole lot of sets that plays level 2s, especially even the standby decks. Like standby Hololive, they don't play level 2s. Alice Gear Aegis, they don't play 2s either.
Kanata 2, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like level 2 beaters, not that important right now in the meta. Maybe in the future you want to pick this up, and you're playing like a yellow heavy deck anyways. You can slap these in. But
the other Rena itself is pretty decent. Though,
yeah,
for what it is.
But right now it's like pretty mediocre. We'll give it 2 stars. You know, pick some up for when the meta calls for it. But in the mirror, yeah, if you play against the mirror and they play the Machina.
No, this card like doesn't even. This card just loses to Machina anyway, right?
Oh yeah, Machina.
A bajillion.
At minimum 14k with a counter.
Does this? No, this does not do anything to Alice Gear.
No, Alice Gear does not sit on 2-2s. They sit on 3-2s. Also, it's garbage tier. True.
I mean, it's meta relevant, but yeah, I mean, not right now. You know, back in Alice format, this might have seen play, but
right now it's not worth
now.
it. Oh, we don't even go to the next Reina. We just go.
Nope.
Wait, do we not? Wait, we go straight to.
It's a common, right? It's a rare. Wait, we missed it.
All right, let's talk about the other 1-0 Reina then. I mean, the other 1-0 Reina.
Oh, it's an uncommon. Oh no, the rarity's wrong. It's an uncommon.
Oh, it's uncommon. Okay. We'll go next card then.
Alrighty, 0-0 Vanilla. If you have another 0-0 Choco, this gets 2,500 power, and it becomes a center runner. And this has on play ditch 1, search for the 0-0 Choco, and put it on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I love cats.
And Choco also summons a copy of itself, or summons Vanilla, and she becomes a 3k on turn with anti.
No, 45 on turn.
Oh, 45 on turn with the anti like anti-JC type effects and anti-memory.
Anti-bounce, anti-memory.
So yeah, some people are thinking about playing around this. It's a lot of slots. You probably want to play at least 3 vanillas, 2 chocos to make it more consistent.
It's like I think it's either like 4-2, 3-3, or 3-2, depending on how you feel it.
Yeah.
Who is not vanilla? Yeah, true.
In the end, it's like a 2-card combo to get like a 3-5 runner and a 4-5 beater at worst.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is bad personally. I think this is like pretty good because turn 1, if you play either one, you get a 35 center runner, and the other one just chills in the back. And then if it survives, you get a 45. If not, you just get an extra attacker. You just promote the attacker and you move on. It's fine, right? Like,
it might be better than the other plussing yellow 0 that we saw if you're really in the need for a yellow fix.
I think this is better. This is better in all the decks, I think, that are not the choice deck. Like in the decks that like have the extra slots to like splurge, I think it's better. Mm-hmm. And it's like a decent like yellow fix because you play so many, and then they're like pretty useless later.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would give it a 2. It's fine. Pick some up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're uncommons. Like no reason not to.
Yeah. These would be
same
cheap.
thing. We just talked about it. Yep. All right. 0-0 Rena and Murasaki. Pay 1, drop 1. When it's played on stage from hand, you may search your deck for a Grisaia character, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. And when there's a direct attack, choose one of your other Grisaia characters. The turn it gets 2,000 power.
This
This
one
might be. No, this is the second drop search in Grisaia at level 0, by the way.
Hmm.
And the other one's name locked. It's by Yuji and Yumiko and
Oh,
Asako.
okay. So this is
And
one
yeah,
of the few.
well, there's a level 1. There's a level 1, but this is the first level 0 one. Or there's 2 level 1 ones.
So yeah, if you're not playing red or green for the level 1 drop search, then this is like the only drop search in the set. Which is granted. Think about it now. There isn't too many deck access for a set besides the Yumiko Search Brainstormer in set 1.
Yeah, this card's pretty good. Well, there's another really good search card in red.
I mean, besides
not super selective, but I mean,
yeah, besides a Ricky that we'll talk about later, but it's the only drop search.
Right. it does give your level 3 combo 2k if it directs. That's pretty OP.
If you require deck hand filter, it's not a bad card. Pick up one of this. We'll give it a 2. In the end, it's just a drop search.
I like the little shuriken pajamas though. Those are cute.
True. Oh.
Alright, 1-0 Maki and Rena. Yeah, that's literally all the art in this set. When this is put on stage from hand, this turn this gets X power, X is 10 of your opponent's characters times 1k, so there's attacks at a
5/5.
climax to 65? 65?
65, yeah.
Yeah. So this power condition is pretty bad. And then alarm, if it's in the top of your clock, and you have 4 other Grisaia characters, start your climax phase, draw 2, drop 2. And this has a soul trigger. This is the only cost of soul trigger in the set.
Nope. Set 1 has a stock bomb. One's a stock bomb and soul trigger.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it Michiru?
Yeah. Michiru, Machina. As a 1-0 Machina in set 1.
Sure. But in this set, though. In this set, it's the only cost of soul trigger. And then I guess there's that Machina, which maybe you want that. Maybe you don't. If you don't like this card. I think this card is a good alarm, though. The alarm is the reason you play
I see people play 1 or 2 of this in the 8 choice deck, mainly because you need more soul triggers, but also because the alarm effect is not bad. Being 8 choice, you don't have a lot of ways to find your CXs, so having a draw 2 ditch 2 is a decent way to dig for CXs. But the only problem with these kinds of alarms is that if you need the CX this turn, you're pretty much banking on drawing it, otherwise you might be boned if you commit to the play already.
Yeah, and sometimes you draw it and then you're like, I'm the best player in the world.
It's nice to start CX phase, but it would have been nicer if it started main phase.
True.
Alright, we'll give this a 2 though. You need it for 8 choice. Pick up a couple. No special guest today. We haven't had a special guest in a while.
Yeah.
What's the standby? What are the list of turns I can study? I think you just wait. Standby is an official term in Weiss Schwarz.
Standby is the red climax power button.
Yeah, it's the one that lets you summon out characters early from your bin when you trigger it or play it.
Yeah, it's the cheatiest climax. Right. 1-0 Rena. We already kind of talked about it, but it's the it changes the climax phase to the other Rena that we talked about. And while you have the 0-0 Thanatos system in your memory, this gets 3k power on turn. Oh, when this attacks, and then it does fake twin drive, so it twin drives and then pays out the second card triggered. I think this card is better than the first card.
It is more of a better generic attacker. Only problem is if if it had a soul trigger, this thing would be instantly added.
Oh yeah, if you had a soul trigger, I'd be playing this card.
But it's not horrible. The memory condition is basically fake because you always are going to play. If you're playing Grisaia, you're basically going to be playing 4th Thanatos system. Yes. Because it's like one of the best cards in the set.
We'll talk about that a lot in blue.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we talked about before. We give it a 2. It's not a bad card. You can play it, but it's nothing crazy to write home about.
All right, 3-2 Maki. If you have 4 more Grisaia characters, it gets -1 level in hand. When you would play this from your hand, you may choose the 0-0 Taiga and send it to waiting room. If you do, you can play this card for 0 cost. When it's put on stage from hand until the end of your opponent's next turn, this gets 2500 power and bodyguard. So it is an 11-5 through the full turn cycle. EP. What's really nice about this card is that if you have 5 slots on your board and you have the Taiga on your board, you can play this on top of the Taiga and then still sack the Taiga. So you don't have to extra cards or anything, or like sack it off. You can play it on the same slot because it has like a check timing to do so. Little things, I guess.
Yeah, the biggest thing is Taiga also is a bonder to both your level 1 combo and this bodyguard. So it's not too bad to play the Taiga if you're going to play the level 1 combo and this bodyguard to begin with. Only problem with this is that what people be mentioning why people won't be playing this is that the set 2 bodyguard, while it's always has to pay one stock, is a lot less susceptible to anti-change text that people would often play. Not everyone plays anti-change stuff, but then if you're more likely to run into someone running an anti-change bomb than running into someone who is playing a level 2 beater, which you can't counter over a level 2 beater.
And coincidentally, there's a really good bodyguard in set 2 that is the same power on defense and only 2k less on offense, and it also has an optional free fresh if you draw too many copies of the card and you want to discard one.
The other difference is
good.
The 2-1 bodyguard, if you don't own it already, it's $15 more. Roughly. You own.
Is that much now? I thought it was like, it's $14.80, so I guess it's like $10.
Yeah, but it's out of stock, so I assume it goes up.
Oh, yeah.
So the other option is about $10 to $15
this
copy.
Is the budget version.
This card will be like $1 at most.
But I think this will be a lot less effective, which is the problem. You will probably playing this. You will probably expect this to resolve less often, like fully, at least. But
we'll give this a 2.
Yep.
This is just Toonie Tuesday. Thursday, my bad.
Being free is nice. Alright, 1-0 Shiori. During your turn, all of your other Grisaia characters get 1000 power, and when a climax plays in your climax area, choose one of your characters gets 1k power. This is a reprint of the blue 1-0 Chizuru from Grisaia 2, color shifted to yellow from blue.
Is it? I don't even remember that card even existed.
It is the Chizuru in the little sheep outfit. I played that card in Link. Because you needed more power.
What? Okay.
Yes.
Overall, it's basically similar to Married Life back in the days. Just has a whole bunch of power pump, but doesn't offer too much utility besides just power, which is not always needed, especially since a lot of utility cards often has power pump added to it, but not really in Grisaia. I think overall, though, it's like a 1, basically. I would say it's not needed in majority of decks. choice, your bodyguards are huge, your level 1 combo is huge, and your finisher does not need power when you're just direct attacking.
Oh, it's so expensive. Oh. Alrighty, 2-1 Rena. When you use this card's backup, choose one of your battling characters, turn against the following ability. When this card battle opponent is reversed, you may send that character to the bottom of your opponent's stock. If you do, put a top card of your stock into your opponent's stock into waiting room. So it is a stock kick and a 2400 backup instead of like memory kick's normal 3k.
Yeah, so smaller than memory kick, but on the offside, on the plus side is when you're putting this on a bodyguard, you're not giving your opponent three memory compression. So there's that. But in this card, along with bodyguard, allows us so that your opponent tries to play some cheeky play to play around your finishers by encoring their stuff. They can't encore their stuff anymore. You just use hard removal, which is always nice. And it's also bottom stock, so it's a good hard removal where your opponent has to basically pay out the entire stock in order to gain access to the cards they got sent there. So play against like Kant or something.
Yeah, I think this card's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So it's like pretty much mandatory in if you're playing the bodyguard stuff. I think.
Version, yeah.
What do you want to give this one?
I mean, I think it's still just like a 2. It's still just a counter. It's not like some game-breaking counter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But a good counter nonetheless.
All the same.
I would say always buy at least one of this.
Alrighty, 2-1 Haruto. Assist 500. Assist level times 500. Send this to waiting room. Choose one of your opponent's characters. Stand it. Move it to an empty slot, or choose another one of your opponent's characters. Stand and swap them. So normally a grappling hook, but it's a level X, and it has a little bonus that comes on another card in green that we'll talk about.
There is a card I can change into this. or basically just one cost, which is the cost of the character itself. I see this card actually seeing play in both a choice. I mean, in the choice deck with the bodyguard as well as 8 standby.
Yep.
If you can win board,
slot open.
yeah, if you can win board, you can just scoop up your opponent's back rows and just kill them.
Standby is more thing where you shove a card backwards too.
True. If your opponent has an open back row, you can move one of their characters to their back row so that you can get a direct attack. So this is multiple versatility. It's also 1k power pump to your bodyguard, which is pretty relevant.
Yep.
So let's pick this up. This is probably your go-to if you're playing bodyguard and standby.
Yeah, this will be like your extra 2/1 that you play. Good.
Soul Trigger, everything's nice. We'll give it a 2. So
yeah,
it's just a 1-of. Because you never need more than one of this. Because you have the changer.
Yeah. Alright, 2/1 Rena for each of your other front row Grisaia characters that gets 2500 power. And if you have another 2/1 Haruto, this gains the following 2 abilities. On this direct attack, choose one Grisaia character in your waiting room, you may send it to stock. And Encore, Clock Encore. Put a Grisaia character from waiting room to the bottom of your clock.
So let's get to this. So this is 10-5, 11-5 with the back row. And you get stock every time.
Yeah, with Haruto, it's an 11-5. It's 11-5 Cocutus with Clock Encore at 2/1.
It's not horrible.
It's not bad, honestly.
Yeah, it's honestly not bad.
Has good synergy with the bodyguard stuff. If you need to, if you're trying to force generate extra resources, I would play this if you wanted to play like the bodyguard stuff with like the Kazuki Yuji.
Yeah.
And you were trying to like prolong the game, I would play this. I think it's like pretty decent.
The first one refunds itself, but then afterwards you start getting pluses.
Start getting free stock, yeah.
The only problem is usually level 2 you don't stay there for that long unless you're like triple canceling 3 times at level 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's if you're trying to, right? But yeah, that does tend to be the issue of Modern Weiss, is you don't expect to stay at 2 for more than maybe you get 1 extra turn at 2, right? In which case this generated you like 2 stock. But
it's an okay card. We'll just give it a 2 for now.
Yeah, I don't think it's offensive, especially because the card that it wants on the board is good. 2/1 Maki. When this attacks, if the card's in your the level of character's crossmiss is 3 or higher, this just gets 6k power. And then during your turn, when this card's level 2 or higher battle opponent is reversed, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a Grisaia character or the 2/0 event, choose one of your opponent's characters and we bounce it. So it's another bouncer.
Yep. This one has an added utility where it's a 13k beater against level 3s, so you help remove your opponent's early plays before you get your bodyguard online, or during the turn you get your bodyguard online, as well as being able to hard remove stuff if needed. Maybe use this on your finisher turn if you need to. You also get another direct lane. Like you have one direct lane, your opponent has 2 3/2s on board, you can kill one with this and then bounce the other one, and you get 2 open lanes for your finisher. Not horrible, especially for 1 stock. It's a cheap removal. It might find slots in the 8 choice deck or any deck using the choice finisher. So we'll give it a 2.
And this card's good. It's very solid. It's very nice synergy. 1/0 Fishing at the Riverbank. Counter: if you don't have a Grisaia character, you cannot play this from hand. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Choose a Grisaia character. Show it to your opponent. Add it to hand. Send it to waiting room. It's a torch. It has no bonder or any way to like grab it. So it's like a vanilla. It's actually just a vanilla torch.
Yeah, the only problem with this card is that we have 2 better costless events because they have cards that can grab them. We have the 2/0 event that we talked about right next after that has the 1/0 Maki combo that can grab it, as well as we have the Sachin cooking event from set 1 that has the Sachin combo that can grab it. This not having a bonder to it is its biggest bane.
Yep. Unfortunate.
And a lot of the combos, a lot of cards in Grisaia checks for a specific event and characters, but doesn't check for generic events and characters. So this ends up being a whiff for a lot of cards, unfortunately. Except for the level 1 stock church. So in the end, it's torch, so you can give it a 2. But it's probably not going to see slot in any deck.
2/0 Summer swimsuits, bikes, and car washes. Choose one of the following 2 effects and resolve it. Salvage a Grisaia character, or pay 1. If you do, look at the top of the cards of your deck, put them back on top in any order, and then bounce one of your opponent's characters.
Two good modes for the choice finishers. You either use it to salvage, you salvage, your combo pieces, or salvage your what's it called, your bodyguard stuff. Or you can use it to bounce if you can't get your bodyguard stuff, or your opponent somehow outs your bodyguard to begin with. You might need to use this, but it does making your event, your finisher much more expensive because it's also one extra hand, one extra cost to bounce. But who knows? Maybe that's just necessary.
Yeah. I think this card is good because you can bond to it, and I think 2-0 salvage is just strong, to be honest.
If you play decks like Dengeki, Shana, or
2-0,
Uma,
2-0 search, the Melon Pawn event was so good.
Yeah, or Uma, yeah, just having 2-0 hand filter is really strong.
Yeah.
We'll just give this a 2 though.
Yeah, nothing. It's not anything special, but it is a good card. For sure. If this had like an actual bonder that wasn't just combo, I'd probably rate this a lot higher. But feeding also exists in this set, so.
Alright, and that is it for yellow. Next we have green. Green is probably our most exciting part of the set, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Alright, first off, 0-0 Gumi. Discard 1. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you pay the cost. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. You may choose one level X or lower character from your waiting room. Add it to hand. If X is 3 or higher, put the top card of you may put the top card of your deck into stock. X is equal to the level of the character revealed. I mean, this card's like broken.
Yeah, this card in the end, at worst, it's your average Rico. But as I mentioned before, top check is pretty important in this set. You have a lot of cards that can do stuff with top deck knowledge, but as well, getting the free stock on turn. Cards Ricos that also give free stock, kind of like the Oshinoko one, can work, but then those have to wait a whole turn cycle in order to maybe get a stock. This one maybe gets stock, but if you do hit the stock, you can use it immediately, and it's like really powerful. A lot of times you go second, you can drop this down, get a free stock. You can play Ricky and immediately Ricky, stuff like that.
There's no variance on your opponent either. So, I mean, this card is like probably most analogous to like the Lifa hand to stock from Sao, and that card's on the ban list. Obviously not necessarily quite as strong, but this is also free stock, whereas obviously that one had to discard a card to be an extra stock. But yeah, I think this card is like super duper strong. These are the Ricos that if this set were to ever get hit, disregard. I think this card would go on the ban list, like almost guaranteed. So, because these tend to be the problem ones.
DX resources
are broken.
Top check and feeding. Yeah, so all these cards that you mentioned.
There's so many top checks.
Beating this event, this Rico, as well as the 1-0 stock charger we'll talk about later.
Yeah, there's like a huge option select because of this.
Those are like the very important reason why top check is so powerful in the set, just so that you can cheat out free stock.
You basically have 3 cards that in combination guarantee you can get a free stock, whatever the top card of your deck is. Pretty nuts, to be honest.
For a new CX Swapper for green though, new CX Swapper can get you a plus. Old CX Swapper, if you need blue, yeah, they're both good. They both have good utilities.
I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody wanted 2 CX swaps and they play 1 and 1.
Do we give this a 5? This is better. This is if we give a regular vanilla Rico a 4.
Yeah, I give this a 5. I think.
All right, we'll give this a 5. This card is insane. This card is gonna be extremely expensive, and you're probably gonna be playing like 3 to 4 of this in every deck.
You're playing minimum 2 of this card in every deck, but I would probably want 3.
Yeah, your odds of hitting is about 20% because every deck will be playing around 8 to 10 level 3s usually. But that 20% to just get a huge advantage is really nice.
Second most expensive card you can buy right now for the set, and it shows. And the only other card that beats this is probably one of the most broken plusing zeros I've seen in this game in a long time. So, yeah, thank you.
Good old air horn for a 5-star. Well, I think
I'm
this
really
is
excited for the other one, to be honest. But yeah, this card's nuts. We pogged. I remember when this card got spoiled. We were sitting in fucking Ryan's house, and I'm like half asleep, and I just messaged him, I'm like, Kevin, this card's like broken. Like,
this card is insane. All right, next we got another good card.
3-2 Shiori. This personally is one of my favorite cards in this set, if only because of what it means for Grisaia. This is just a 4 or more early play. When this plays on stage from hand, choose one of the following 2 effects and resolve it. Choose up to 1 Grisaia character from your clock, put it to the bottom of your deck. This turn, this gets 1500 power, so 10-5. Or this turn, all of your characters get 2500 power, and when it attacks, look at the top card of your deck, put it on the top or the bottom of your deck. Both these effects are very strong. This is the first EP healer in Grisaia that doesn't fucking punch your hand in some way. That also does not trigger your anti-heal.
Yeah, so there's 2...
So I am so happy.
There's 2 early plays EP healers in the set before. Set 1 had a regular 4 more EP healer, but that one does not play around.
There's 3.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, the yellow one. That one did not play around anti-heal. The second one had forced you to discard 2 in order to use its
and
heal
forced you to mill your deck.
Yeah, and then the third one is a pay 3 to heal. You do get a plus.
Good.
Yeah, you do get a plus, but you know sometimes you don't.
That card was.
But not all the time you wanted to pay the 3.
Yeah, and it was yellow, which was it's a problem in and of itself in the older sets.
This one is just a basic, 10-5, 4 more EP that plays around your own anti-heal, which is all the set really wanted.
And it's great, and it is fantastic. Also, the second effect is actually just good.
Yeah.
Like,
as I said, there's gonna be a stock charger. Whatever. Yeah, your play standby is good. You have a stock charger in the other decks. You get the top check knowledge. That's good. So it's fine.
It's also just help you if your deck's really compressed. You can just. Oh fuck! I'm about to trigger climax. No, I'm good. Bottom decker, move on. Really helps when you're 2-0, right? Like low clock where you don't really need to heal.
In the end,
good.
It's an EP healer that the set needs, but it's not a crazy EP healer. It's nothing like
it's not
like
Idol Master one.
Yeah,
but
not like the Idol Master one. It's not like Kaide. It's not like the Blue Archive one. It's a fine EP healers, but it was an EP healer that Grisaia was waiting for.
If we had the Grisaia EP, if we had the fucking the Heaven Burns Red and Blue Archive EP healer, I'd be fucking cooming. That card's so broken.
Okay, bro.
Yeah,
the card that EP heals.
It's the best healer in the game. It's the best EP healer in the game. I'll stand by it.
Being able to set up your level 3s or your
EP, ditch 1, hand fix, salvage, heal, 4 or more EP. It's broken. It's so strong.
All right, but next card.
It's literally one of the saving graces of Grisaia, of Blue Archive, actually. All right, 3/2 Toka. Memory. If you have 2 or more Promise from Long Ago event, it's a mask. This gets -1 level in hand. And then Climax combo, experience 4 when this attacks. If you have the bar CX and the sum of the levels is equal to 4 or more, choose one of the following 2 effects and resolve it. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's characters, send it to waiting room, and this turn this gets 3000 power, or pay 1, burn 2, or burn 4. This card just fucks Alice here, right? This is just the Alice here hate card.
So this combo will be one of the combos that people will be playing around with as the one of the main finishers, along with the choice finisher. That's what people will be looking for. It does have a lot of condition tied to it. You need to have 2 events and memories, which is not hard to get, and then you also need experience 4, which is a bit sad to do because you don't want to, level up your.
You don't want to level the event.
Yeah, you
don't.
But
you have a lot of level 1s you can level, and then EP obviously, right?
Yeah, and then since you can early play this, getting the snipe effect could be strong in the specific matchup. Otherwise, you start getting early burns, or you don't have to early play this at all and just play as a generic finisher that can burn 2 or burn 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think this card's pretty good. Also, what happened to pay 2 burn 2 on attack or pay 2 drop 1? Those didn't have conditions like this does. This has like an actual experience condition is pretty harsh. And those technically did also early play, but this has a 2 stock costed early play condition to it. So.
And the thing is, this doesn't have an on-play effect, so it doesn't heal. It doesn't.
Yeah, on-play. True. Oh, that's also
that's why
that actually does balance costs.
That's why you see a lot of combos that they seem cheap. It's because usually they don't have an on-play, like the Restander in set 1, the bar Restander in set 1. Not have on-play. That's why it's like a super cheap Restand.
It was like what, pay 2 drop 1, right?
Yeah, pay 2 drop 1 when it's usually like pay 3 drop 1 or pay 2 ditch 2.
Yeah,
that's why.
I think this card's pretty cool. I think it's a really cool build around. I think the package, we're going to talk more about the 8-bar package, but I think it has a really neat build around for it. So,
personally, I'm not, from my testing, it wasn't the greatest, But I can see why people would want to pick this up. I would say
it's going to be the Alice Gear format.
I'll say I personally would give it a 3 as a tester card, but some people might put it 4
as well. No, I would give it a 3. I think it's just like this card is either like really strong or it's pretty mid. But I think it's a pretty easy card to just play as a generic finisher, like you said, though, right? Like, even if you don't want to play the build around, you just play. This card is still better than the majority of Grisaia's finishers to date. So it's not that bad.
Not bad.
All right, 0/0 Haruto. During your turn, if you have 3 or less stock, this is a 3K. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, choose one of your other Grisaia characters, rest it, move to the back or empty slot. And then pay 1, send this to waiting room. If you're level 2 or higher, choose a 2/1 Haruto in your waiting room, place it on stage in this card's former slot. 3K clean cut. Their best clean cut before is a TD 2/5.
Yeah, so it's 500 power bigger than the OT clean cut. Biggest thing about this is that it can change into their Haruto, as we mentioned earlier when we went over the Haruto. So this means you save deck slots on having to, if the Haruto is good enough that you want to play 2 of, you can just play 1 of it, because you can play like 2 to 3 of this clean cut, maybe 4 of this clean cut. In the end, it's a plus 0 that doesn't cost stock. It's similar to JC, but instead of getting a guaranteed plus, this one has to reverse the plus, but doesn't cost you stock. So plus or minus, the JC does go to memory though. So
Yeah, I mean,
if you're not trying to play around the whole memory compression stick, then this is like you're probably one of the better plus and zeros you can go for. Clean cut all your strong zeros that the set has.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is still pretty good with like things like if you're scared of bombs, like things like clean cutting your JC. It's like lower value, but it more reliably means you actually get your memory and whatever. It's not bad. I think this card is like 3K clean cuts are just fine, right?
Yeah, imagine this card went to memory to change though. Like the Oshinoko one.
I'd play it.
All right.
What? 2?
I gave it a 3. I give it a 3. Test it out. It's fine.
I guess if the 2 and Haruto stuff if that ends up being like a good deck with like 8 choice and that, you probably will just play this card because of that.
It's like a waste of slots. Well, it just competes with your other plusing zeros. So you're obviously gonna play 4 Rickies, whether it be the memory Ricky or the new Ricky, and then you most likely play this either versus your JC or not, or you can play this with JC. And then, usually most people want to play around 8 plusing zeros, so this could be one of the few plusing zeros you choose.
True. Okay, next card, 0/0 Toka and Murasaki. If you have 5 more hand, this gets 2K power, and when this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may send the top card of your opponent's deck to clock. Top of your opponent's clock to waiting room, send that character to clock. So it's a clock bomb. It's a 3500. It's not a clock bomb. It's the Hakuro, right?
It's clock bomb.
Clock kick.
If you ever played Avatar, it's like the Aang, the clock kick. Aang.
Yeah, it's the Aang with a shittier
clock
condition.
bunt. Yeah, it's worse. It's worse than Aang. Because you keep, the only problem with this card is you can't try field with it unless you hit stock off Gumi and then Ricky for a +1. Then yeah, you can. That's the only way you can try field. Which is what I think is like slightly pushing it down with how powerful the zeros are for Grisaia. I feel like the power of the deck being able to try field immediately is always nice, which this cannot provide. In the end, I think it's people are saying 1 star. It might be 1 star.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think these are 2s. Like I think these are effects that are meta relevantly like fine. Right, it's not offensive. I think this is like very, very far from offensive to be a 1 star where you're like, this card unplayable. You can play this card.
Yeah, in the end, because a lot of times if you do want to clock punt, you being 1500 power is like big enough for a lot of cards that you want to hard remove. A lot of zeros you want to hard remove. So even if you don't hit the power condition, if you Ricky, you can just have this deck Ricky for it and then beat over your opponent's zeros. I had that done to me yesterday. I was playing Oshinoko and my opponent just was playing Idol Master and just bombed deck all my Rickies and JC. And I was like, oh.
That happens to me when I'm playing Oshi. People do it to me all the time. I'm just so sad. And then I do it to people with Oshi all the same because the Akane is good. Alright, 0/0 Toka. Pay 1, discard a climax. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you pay the cost video, choose a climax from medium, add it to hand, and then during this card's battle, when the damage you take is cancelled, you may turn this to your hand. So this is a climax swapper with the. I still think this effect is toxic. The when you win more, plus.
Yeah, the win more plus.
So,
when you cancel, when you tell your opponent, "Ha, I cancel your damage anyway," and then you get a plus on top of that too.
This is one of the most obnoxious effects to put back in your hand too.
It's really strong.
Actually.
Yeah. So this card is obviously very strong. Some people might not play because they value the check 2 rearrange from the old CX swap, but either one you play is always gonna be good. In the end, it's a CX swap with additional effects that can both. One can make your plays more consistent. The other can let you high roll and steam roll better, and you can just play either or for if you need color. Better.
Are good.
Yep. I give this a 4.
I think it's a really good climax swapper.
Yeah. It's a strong climax swapper. It's one of the better ones out there. That's for sure.
I feel like there was a climax swapper that had this effect before, and I don't remember it. I could be capping, but I swore there was another one that was like just like this.
To be honest, I don't actually remember. Wow. I just don't remember most CX swappers. Usually,
yeah. I mean, I also don't remember because I don't care about. If it's a set I didn't care about, I probably didn't stick out to. I was probably like, yeah, that's a good climax swapper, and moved on. Was it Hololive that has this? I believe it does.
I wouldn't be surprised, but then no one in the whole life plays it just because Ina exists.
Oh, Watame has. Oh, this is Watame. Actually. Oh
yeah. I feel like they never play Watame because they usually always play either Ina because it's Soul Trigger or they're
playing Ina.
Or they play Subaru for a Mill 3. If you're playing standby.
True.
So usually,
yeah. I mean, Hololive is that set that is actually just burdened with good cards.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh no. Yeah, this card's good though.
It's a 4.
Thumbs up.
Good card. All right, here's our.
What is it? Is it a Somerset Watame? I'm trying to find it. I don't see that card. But whatever. Next card, 0/0 Gumi and Toka. When a climax plays in your climax area, choose one of your Grisaia characters, gets 1500 power. Climax combo. At the start of your encore phase, if you have the bar climax in your climax area and you have 6 or less hand, and you have 3 or more other Grisaia characters, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 Grisaia characters or promise from long ago, 1/1 events among them, show them to your opponent, add it to hand, send this to waiting room. And then if you added 2 cards, discard 1 card. Level 0 climax combos, my beloved.
Very, very strong effect. Level 0 combos on a bar is always very powerful. You've seen it play multiple times. It's probably worst of the three that I'll mention. There's the Prosecco one that's on the Spam Brainstorm, as well as the Pad one that was on the Bar Sugar Handfix. Yep. This is probably the worst of the 3, but in the end, it is still a plus that is with a bar.
On a bar.
And with how strong your zero, and with how strong the level 0 lineups are in Grisaia, you can easily just do this on your first turn going second. If you're playing.
Honestly, that power pump is so relevant for Grisaia too, because some of their zeros are so weak that like I actually think having a power being able to power pump your JC is like huge.
Even if you play the bodyguard stuff, like being able to power pump your bodyguard to guarantee it wins the center lane is also really strong. 7 Deadly Sins one will never be printed again. No, a plussing Brainstorm that also had a plussing level 0 combo is actually pretty toxic. Yeah, level 0 combos has always been good. Well, why not? Especially if they're relevant second effect, like Chainsaw Man plays a level 0 combo. 7 Deadly Sins plays a level 0 combo. You just know it. Good card, good strong card. Give it a 4.
I like this card a lot. JC is power pump at everybody. The JC's power pump is conditional. This card power pumps your JC every time, so your JC can always win its lane.
The only
big problem that JC has.
The only problem with this one is that it's only a check 2, so you're more likely to F compared to every other level 0 combo that checks 3 or more.
I bet you're gonna see the condition with having 3 or more, which is like true.
That is sometimes you can't combo going your first turn going second because you don't have 4 zeros in hand.
Which is you kind of move on, you say whatever, but then then you play the Rico and the Rico hits, and then you Ricky, and then you get 4 characters, and then you're like, I'm no good.
Okay, yeah. So. True. All right, next card.
All right. 1/0 Toka. When this is placed on stage from hand, choose one of your Grisaia characters from your level and one Grisaia character in your waiting room. Swap them. And then auto, memory, you can discard 1 card when this card is played on stage from hand. If you have the event in your waiting room, or in your memory, Pay the cost if you do. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Choose a level 1 or higher card from among them. Show it to your opponent. Add it to hand. Send those to waiting. Oh, this is on play. I bet this is on attack. Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, this is a pretty good effect. It is a on play Fuka, or whatever you want to call it, on level 1 or higher Koski. That's required the event. So if you are playing an event, you know, basically free. But if you aren't playing an event, you can't use this. Obviously, it's really good for the finisher that we saw, the bar finisher we saw earlier, because it also has the level swap condition and the mill. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, this card is very good.
What would you give this?
Probably like a 3, right? It's only as good as the event, the 1/1 event package is. If you do play that package, I think this card is very strong. And I do really like this card in free run. For what it's worth, I've been playing with that a lot. I thought it was actually very strong, especially when you have events. And guess what you have in this deck?
Events.
You have a 1/1 event you actually want to grab and play, and this kind of promotes you to play like you could play more events with this card even too, right? If you so wished, but it wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, I think this card's probably like a 3.
Yeah, pick it up, test it out. If you're playing the event stuff, then you'll probably play this.
1/0 Sylvia. When this attacks, use one of your other characters. Turn it gets one of your characters come off itself. Gets to 2,100 power, and then discard one Grisaia character. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a Grisaia character, this turn gains the following ability. When this card attacks, you may choose one of your opponent's back row, and this turn this may front attack the character instead of the defending character. This is really cheap.
This is your average back row attacker. Even like
was it actually?
English Card Capture Sakura has this.
On play Dish Reveal, really? Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, alright, sure.
I feel like set 2 also already has a back row attacker on red.
Does it?
It's also like one of the bush dog troops, whatever they're called.
Oh, sure, maybe. Probably like the sniper guy or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't play back row attackers. I think these cards all fucking suck every time.
Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
waiting
greedy.
for that one that's like broken. Like they're gonna like push this effect just like one time and it's gonna be obnoxious.
What do you mean? There's the Buzz Lightyear clock kick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they can clock kick in the back row, restand, and clock kick the front row.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Alright, this card's just 1. We can move on.
Yeah, back row attackers barely see any play. Even the one
I don't think
I remember the one in what's it called Pixar that we thought was Disney 100, the red card.
Yes, that one was actually probably the best one.
But even that didn't see play. Yeah,
which might be a thing with an issue with red potentially. I don't really know. But
it's a bit greedy. I feel like those are like win more cards.
Another good card.
Yeah.
Alright, 1/0 Toka. When this is played on stage from hand, this turn it gets 1,500 power. And then memory, when this attacks, if you have the Thanatos system in your memory, not the 1/1 event this time, real top card of your deck. If that card is level 1 or higher, send this to stock. I mean, I think this card's like insane.
As we mentioned, Thanatos system is gonna probably be a 4-off in your deck. Really it's gonna be really easy to do as. A lot of times you can also just mold this card and use Thanatos system and grab this card. Free stock is always powerful, and it's a free stock where you don't need to activate an act effect, and you don't need to play a CX in order to gain stock. So, even though you want to play a CX every turn. But if you don't have CX every turn, this still functions as a viable way to give you pluses throughout the turn. And as we mentioned, with all the top checks we have in the set, it becomes not that far off from hitting. Like if you recall and you see a 1 or higher, boom, free stock. If you don't see a 0, well, you don't attack with this first. Or if you see a 0, you don't attack with this first. Really strong effect.
Yeah, the loop. I love the loop with this, with feeding and recall. I think that I didn't get it at first, and then when I think Yabi pointed out, I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
this was pretty good. So,
all right, we'll give this a 4. Very strong.
Also, the art's really cute. Toka's cute.
Tsundere Toka.
I like better. I also like the 2/1 art that we'll see eventually. But. 1/0 Gumi. When a card is played in your comics area, this turn this gets 1,200 power, and the following ability: when the star's battle opponent is reversed, you may send this character to memory. If you do at the start of your next draw phase, choose one of this card in memory, place it on stage in any slot, and this turn it gets Gyudon.
Gyudon means beef bowl.
Yeah.
It's a fine card.
0.
And it's a time machine, but it's a very big time machine. is a 7K, but you do need a CX every turn if you want to keep getting the time machine. It is one of the better.
8K with the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you don't really like time machines though? Yeah, I can see why people might not want to play this, but in the end, it's a plus. So you play it along as a auxiliary level 1 with the 1-0 Toka. You can now get a stock and you can get a plus, which is not bad.
While you're level 0 comboing, and it's like we talked about it, right? We kind of both wished it was the pay one, either the pay one rest or like the on play gets pay one salvage, like a little more specific thing, like Pad and Chainsaw Man and stuff have. But it's better than nothing. At least it gives you, it's a card you can play like 1 or 2 copies of just to be like an extra means to plus with level 0 combo, which I think is like value.
And then I'll say, give it a 2. You know, pick up a couple copies and play the bar level 0.
How big is the stock charger?
Stock charger's only 6K, so this is 8K.
Okay, so 7.
Or 7K versus 8K, yeah. And it
gives you more ways to kill cards.
It's nice because your level 0 combo does power pump 2, so this ends up being 9-5, 11 if you want to double power pump it.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, so it does get pretty big in the bar deck, which I would say is the only place you would ever see this card being played.
Yes, you will never play. Yeah, never. Nowhere else.
Yeah, it's only because level 0 combos on the bar. 2? Yeah, 2.
Right, you give it 2. Yeah,
I give it 2.
All right, 2/1 Velvet. When this card is placed on stage from hand, mill 3. If there's a climax among those cards, choose one of your opponent's level 2 or lower characters anywhere. You may send it to waiting room. When it's reversed, if the card's battle opponent is higher than your opponent's level, you may put that character to clock and then, or choose a character to clock, heal it, and then send the character to clock. There's a clock bomb, anti-change with the card Titan effect, but it's like weirder, right? Doesn't shoot 3s, but it can shoot anything.
Yeah, so usually these mill 3 on play type, and if you have CX type effects, are meant to kill 2 early players if your opponent's playing a very heavy early play game, kind of like Ichika or Hanata. But so you can't do that with this card. Well, the difference is you can snipe back rows, which, who knows? It's a bit worse. It's definitely a bit worse. As I said, trying to go for the back row is a bit of a win more rather than progressing your play.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this card's like it's like a 2. I think it's always an effect that like you're not upset to have in your set. But wasn't it the first one of this that I remember
was Salt Lily.
Was in Salt Lily.
That's the first one I remember.
The Yuja. That card. I honestly wasn't a believer of that card in Assault Lily right away, and then I saw it played and I'm like, all right, card's like really strong. For sure.
Well, this is not the same thing as Yuja or Card Titan or whatever his name is in 7 Deadly Sins.
Disney, and there's also the one from Disney, the one the anti-change one. That card's also just better.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Anyway, and it is an Adachi in the end, but you know it does come out a bit later.
Well, it's not an Adachi. It's a 2/1 anti-change. Remember, Adachis are 1/1s.
Yeah, so you might rather play the level 1 ones, which allows you to answer faster. Like if your opponent early plays and somehow you're still level 1 for whatever reason, you can use those.
I mean, there's like 2 or 3 Adachis in the set.
There's 2 in blue and 1 in yellow.
Yeah. So.
Well, there's now 2 in blue after this new.
There's now 2 in blue. There was 1 in blue before, and there was 1 in yellow before. Yeah. But yeah, 2, I guess. Sure. All right. 2/1 Toka. This is a cool card. Auto. Pay 1, discard 3. When you use this card's backup, you can pay the cost if you choose one of your battling characters and up to one of your opponent's other characters. This turn, they get +4 soul and the following ability. This cannot side attack and is a 2500 backup.
Last time we saw this +6 soul plus soul counters get play was in Slime. It was a pay 1 ditch 2 get +6. Does Blue Record play it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I assume Blue Record is the same one, pay 1 ditch 2 +6 soul, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the end, this is one more discard, but you get to give another character +4, and then they cannot side attack.
I actually think the can't side attack is like the bigger portion of this, to be honest.
I think my discussion about this is that people always memes like, what if you eat the 7 if you use this? Well, if you're gonna eat the 7, you would have died anyway. So what the hell?
This is anti-damage in any situation where you were dead. You were dying to the swing regardless. So.
And especially with Grisaia, because you're already shoving stuff in memory with your JC, with your anti-heal, you can be in a position where you're more likely to cancel. So having the plus soul is actually pretty strong. But honestly, people will beam.
Counter wins.
And it's a nice thing that these are searchable. Usually these plus soul counters I give to multiple people multiple
I think it was an
characters
event that did this, right?
were events, yeah. And they were expensive events too. I remember the one in the Capel was like give plus 4 soul to the entire board, but it's like a it was like a 3/7 counter. So it's never realistic to play. This one's also pretty heavy on the hand, but it is pretty strong. It's almost akin to a tap. I mean, it's cheaper than tap counter, but it's the similar power level as the Hachima tap counter, or it can be as effective as a tap counter.
To be fair, this turns off Escanor, by the way. If you use it on the Escanor that's not attacking, it does turn off that card. Thumbs up.
True. All right, what'd you give this? Probably 3. Yeah. Pick it up, test it out. Maybe that this 3 is too cost heavy, but depends on what finish you use.
It's not one of those cards I see every deck playing, but like any memory focused deck or like maybe standby would probably want to play this card. Like the more like attrition-y, they don't just win the game. Like not just try to nuke your opponent like choices, right? Like Choice probably won't play this card, or maybe they will. Maybe this card is just generically good enough that you just like harmlessly splash it and it's fine. And also, it's also a counter with Bodyguard, I guess. It's the worst. So, I mean, it's not terrible, to be honest. Yeah, this card's good.
It's fine counter. Definitely.
I love this art. This art's so strong. 2/1 Toka and Gumi. Assist 2k to level 3s or higher characters. When you trigger a climax with a bar trigger, if you have 1 or less markers underneath this, choose one card in your waiting room, put it underneath this as a marker face down. And then at the start of your Encore phase, if there are 2 or more markers underneath this, dunk all markers to waiting room and then salvage 1. Pretty whatever, honestly.
And by the time you put on this combo on board, you might not even have enough time in the game to even get the 2 triggers. Because ideally you don't trigger bars, but this is your payoff if you do trigger bar late game.
What's cute is this could let you overhand. This could like potentially push you to overhand, so you can discard a bar if you do trigger 2 bars because you're bad.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's a harmless one of 2k assisted 3s that you might play in like the bar deck. There's another reason you would play this in the bar deck if you chose to play the other support card that we're going to talk about in a minute that supports this and the 0/0 combo and level 0 combo. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's probably like a 2 at best, right? I don't think this card is like... You're not playing this on like every deck. You're playing this in specifically the deck with the bar stuff.
And in the end, it like makes your 2 EPs or EP combo and as well as your EP healer like not offensive power-wise at the very best. Well, you're mainly playing it for a 2k assist that coincidentally have synergy with bar.
And here's the other card. 0/0 Toka. All of your 0/0 Gumi and Toka level 0 combo. And the 2/1 Toka Gumi we just talked about get the following ability: Act, pay 1, rest this. Check top 5 brainstorm, draw, and then this has rest. If there's no marker underneath this, choose 1/1 event from your waiting room, put underneath this as a marker face up, and then you can rest this, discard 1 to choose a marker underneath this, add it to hand. So it's a a slow bonder to the 1/1 event, and it makes sure both of your back row cards you want into actual brainstorms, which is pretty decent for what it is.
Yeah, so if you want to play towards the bar finisher and you need 2 events in your memory if you want to early play it, then this card is definitely required into that deck so that you can get the mask event every other turn. Aside from that, making your cards a draw brainstorm is not bad. Only problem is I will see a card later though that's also brainstorm 5, which works synergizes well.
A lot.
Synergizes pretty well with your level 0 combo. Otherwise, if you're as I said, play 1/1 event, you might want to play this. In the end, 3.
Yeah, they're both fine. Yeah, 3. If the bar stuff is good, that's the whole bar package in a nutshell. If the bar package is actually good, these cards are probably good. You probably will play this, but
draw brainstorm, best brainstorm, not bad. But I prefer this brainstorm.
Yeah, so 1/0 Toka. When this is reversed, if the card's battle opponent is cost 0 or lower, you may send the top card of your opponent's clock to waiting room. If you do, send that character to clock. And then it is a pay 1, rest 2, brainstorm to search. 5-card brainstorm, search brainstorm, as most tap 2 brainstorms have been as of late. I think this card's really good with bar, especially.
Yeah. As I said, there wasn't too many deck access, but this is one of the few deck access that the set will have, because you already have waiting room access with Rico and your feeding event. I know the event's also deck access too, but you know, that one requires more deck slots. Being a low cost air bomb means you can hard remove stuff. If usually not that important, but if you are winning in lane from most other boards, you can actually power pump this, beat over your opponent's board, and then you tell your opponent you have to field a costed character or just get clock bombing on your opponent's turn, and then you end up freeing a lane for your characters.
And then you could also just have like double. You could have you got a double combo in the back row. And promote this up. Use them to brainstorm. So this can be the attacker. Yeah,
so as Jason mentioned, this can be attacker too, and you can still brainstorm, which is also one of the nicest things, because it's other brainstorm. Even though you can have it in front row and still brainstorm, you still would rather have it in back row for the bonding event, which means you don't have your combos in the back row, which is a sad thing. Yeah, I think this is better than the other one. I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, I also think this is better. I was a bigger fan of the otof card before this came out, and then this just came out like somewhat recent. This came out with the bulk of spoilers, right?
Yeah, this came on the last day of spoilers. And this is one of the cards I saw. I was like, wait a minute, this is probably the brainstormer choice, because I was thinking about, if you're not playing the full 8-bar package, then you might want to play the another brainstorm we'll see later. That's a double R.
Honestly,
but the problem with that one,
if you are.
Yeah, but the problem with that one is that it clogs up back row slots, and you know you would preferably have double combo in the back row.
Yeah, also no real synergy. It doesn't really. That card didn't have a lot of synergy with like this stuff because they're like shitters. But yeah, this card's good. It's probably still a 2 at best. Maybe a 3. Would you want to give it a 3?
I'll give it a 3. I feel like it's as strong as the 0 Toka, and you make a concession. Try out which one you want to play, and they're both Tokas for the guy who just
give you the extra selection. Actually, I think give you the extra selection. In the bar deck is actually probably like very relevant since you do lose selection. we gave the stock charger a 4. Stock charger good. We gave that a 4 as well.
Yeah,
because I like the bar stuff. To be fair, I give if the bar level 0 combo didn't save 3 or more characters, I would give it a 5.
Yeah, if it's a 2 more characters
is a legitimate condition.
If it's a 2 more characters, holy shit! It's freest combo going for, like you can't.
It's Himeno, but yeah,
you can't turn 1. Like going first turn 1, you can't combo, which is the saddest thing. Because
I'd be going turn 1 clean cut with
For my practice test, when I open up 2 combos bar and I'm going first, like fuck, I can't combo unless I want to neg 1.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, card good though.
Yeah,
very good card though.
All right, next card though.
2/1 Gumi. This card's also actually pretty good. During your turn, if you have 2 or more other promise from long ago in your memory, this gets 6k power. And then when this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you have comments in your climax area, you may salvage 1. Isn't there another card that does this too?
No.
Or is this the only one?
This is the only one.
This is the one? Okay.
Yeah, this is the one. So yeah, it is a plus that can. It's also a beat stick at level 2. If you're playing the event, as we mentioned, it's a pretty good card. It's assuming you're not wasting all your stocks to early play your combo, then this is like your other option to keep gaining pluses. Not bad.
It's a good one of.
Yeah, it's a good one of. Let me just give it 2. Naragumio you love, but you can't fit in 8-bar. Yeah, the problem 8-bar is like you're pretty tight in slots.
Yeah, because the event eats so many. Speaking of, 1/1 promise from long ago event. If you don't have a Grisaia character, you can't play it. Search your deck for a Grisaia character, add it to hand, send it to memory, and then the bonus effect memory. If you have 3, send 3 of your other promise from long ago and this card from memory to waiting room. If this is in your memory at the start of your encore phase and you have the 3/2 Toka on the board, pay the cost. If you do, put the top card of your opponent's deck into clock. So it is just 1 uncancelable damage if you have invested 4 stock onto this.
Also a nice effect. Although the only problem, the third clock one is like very rarely will ever show up because you need to play all 4
That's
events.
A win more effect, honestly.
2 events, not bad. 3 events, sometimes happens. 4 events is very rare. You don't have as good as a bonder to the event as Chainsaw Man does.
Bro, if this card was feeding, I'd be fogging.
True.
But
Why is it
not bad,
refund
all the
stock?
same.
Yeah, the only problem is it doesn't refund stock, so it ends up costing more.
That is if it's refunded a stock. Oh my god.
Okay,
This is just search feeding.
Okay, yeah, I'm good,
Sorry.
bro.
Yeah. To be fair though, apparently, I think somebody was telling me that Japan was pretty down on Project Sekai when it first came out, and then we saw where that went. So sometimes I think it's just like maybe the cards look a little more whelming in paper. I think they look pretty good on paper personally. And then you actually get there, and then it's like, oh, suddenly, okay, maybe this is actually that good.
All right, but I think I would give it 3 stars. Test it out. Test it out if the slots are worth
the whole package.
The whole package that the slots are worth. Personally, I haven't liked it too much, but maybe a more off the fine list than my list.
Our other friendo, Mr. Carmen Beanwolf, he said he liked the 8-bar deck, so he was giving me a little more faith, and then Kevin comes into me and he's like, I think it sucks. And I'm like, well, I want to be a believer. I like it. I think it's cool. And I do have a friend that plays Alice Gear, and I am okay with telling him to stop playing that deck.
True.
So, 2-1, the future I chose. Look at the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Choose the 2 cards from among them, put them on top of your opponent's deck in the order, send the rest to the waiting room. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose the 2 cards from among them, put them on top of your deck in the order, send the rest to the waiting room. So it is a 2-1 Mocha event. Like
unsearchable.
Mocha.
Yeah, the only problem is unsearchable. So it means you have to play at least 2 copies of this if you want to find it. Ideally 3, but then you end up whiffing on your level 0 combo, you end up whiffing on your level 1 combo.
I mean, this card's just bad, right? Like this card.
Yeah.
Like let's not. We don't.
It ends up being like a pay 1, ditch 1 for a Mocha, which who knows if that's necessary or not. And let's hope you are burn 2 stick if needed.
I would give this a 1.
Give it a 1. Okay.
Yes, I think. I don't think there's ever a world you play this card. Does Grisaia have Asuna Rize? No, they don't have an event Rize.
No event Rizes, which is the saddest for a set that has so many events.
Yes, that's probably on purpose, to be honest, because there's so many events. They did not want to give them.
And they don't want to get them more ways to get feeding.
Another set had this. Another set had this profile.
That set didn't use it. I don't remember.
Persona 3 reload. Nice.
Okay. Okay. Wait, that set also didn't use the event? Okay, then yeah. This card is not even good enough to salvage a set called Persona 3 Reload. They didn't even they don't have an event that have rare Chiri.
Okay, to be fair, their level 1 Fuka. The level 1 Fuka is really good though. For what it is. On play Fuka.
They have a level 1 or higher Reki. They have a level 1 or higher Reki though, but the only problem is you have 2 other Rekis you would rather play. That Reki is actually like really cracked too. I think that blue Reki, the blue Reki that's is a bomb deck bomb. We'll see it later. But the bomb deck bomb that's also checked for level 1 higher. I think that card is actually really cracked. The only problem is you have 2 much better Rikis that you would rather play.
You have the Riki that wasn't the nerfed version of that card.
Yeah.
The trait one from set 2. Granted, that card's second effect is fucking irrelevant. But like, who cares? Goes to memory.
Well, yeah.
Just play 12 Rikis. So true.
We're giving this a 1.
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
It's not worth slots usually.
All right.
Doesn't.
With that,
I also
going to red.
I need to bathroom.
All right, hurry up. I'll wait for you.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, 8 Intel over 12 Riki. Poor Kindle's dose. That's 20 zeros right there, buddy. But I think this set's pretty good. I like the set a lot. I was like pretty apprehensive of buying this set. Yeah, this set has so many good zeros. Like the whole Grisaia is just like filled with good zeros, which I'm very happy about. Yeah, I didn't want to buy this set when it first got announced. I was really hoping that they were gonna have like an extra trait that locked them out of playing with the old cards, and then they didn't. And I don't want to waste my other 2 sets that are just rotting in my closet. So and then the cards were good, and then I was happy. The double R's came out, and I was like, all right, fine, I will buy this. Yeah, honestly, I didn't expect it to be Neo. I really, really did not. But here we are. All right, I will be right back now. Kevin, enjoy.
Oh, thank you. What are we talking about? Just play 12 Rikis, green, red, blue, and red. True. 8 anti-heal greater than 12 Riki. Also true. Okay, hear me out. I have this lit quad color deck. I'm good, bro. I also had a quad color deck. It was a Bar Door. Bar Door. Except for, actually, you know, it's hard to do quad colors. He's a Sachi. Like this level 1 Sachi combo. You're still coping on that. Door choice, but the old choice and the old door. Jesus. The green top end does have me trying to figure out how to not drop Sachi. True. I'm in trouble with my level 0s in Grisaia because I can't decide between the broken Ricky, the memory Ricky, or the new red level 0 that bombs and checks top 2. Wait, the red is level 0. Oh, that one? The one that requires Thanatos on the board? Or is that different? I think there's the red Ricky, the memory Ricky, and then the new bomb deck bomb Ricky. Those are so... Each one of those I would not feel bad about playing in my deck. If red Ricky, it was green, and I included red effect instead, except from deck. I included event effect. Oh, you mean like mill 4, and for every soul trigger, salvage level X. Yeah. One thing I did notice when I was playing Red Ricky was that even though it's like a fucking broken ass Ricky, I do like the mill, the deck speed that the green Ricky does provide. But you know, both are really strong. One provides deck speed and compression, while the other one is just, you know, fucking one of the strongest Rickies of all time. So those are two to competing. Had to buy JCs in English. One of my locals also did that. They saw how much the JCs cost in Japanese. It's like, fuck that shit. I'm going to the English go TCG player, buy them for like less than $5 and call it a day. Luckily, because my locals allows mixed deck format. I don't know. I don't think you play the bomb anymore, to be honest. I do like the bomb, but yeah, as I feel, a lot of the good. The only problem is a lot of memory cards are not red. I'm pretty sure every single memory card is not red. So then red splash ends up being a bit harder to do if you're not playing the Sachi combo. Sachi combo is best is because you can play the Kazuki bomb. I still play Kazuki combo. The card's just ignorant. It is pretty strong though. 4/5 2 soul is very strong for a bomb. But if you're playing a red Ricky, then you're most likely aren't playing the green Ricky. So it does end up being a bit harder to hit the memory condition. Because you're going to have to play either the green event or feeding event, and then you have to play... what's it called? You have to play 4 JC, 4 anti-heal. So who knows how easy it is for you to hit the condition for the Kazuki bomb. Well, 8 bar, I play the event. True. But that's as I said, there's a lot of slots though. End up being because you also want to play a stock charger, of course. So playing four events, 4 stock chargers, and what 2 to 3 the bombs. But then yeah, and your red splash is just four Rickies and 2 to 3 of the bombs.
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Alright, we've been talking about just some deck theories. And talking about Rickies.
I love Rickies. My favorite gender.
Yeah.
I like Bar Choice. I like Bar Choice a lot. I think Bar Choice is going to be pretty good.
Bar Choice and H Choice are easy to build. Yep.
We have another bar deck that Kevin was cooking up because he's a monkey that I'm also a fan of. So
I'm a bar book enjoyer. Just go play more defensive. All right, let's go. Red!
Alright, broken card. 0/0 Murasaki. Once this placed on stage from hand, this turn this gets 1500 power. And then pay 1, put the top card of your deck into clock. When this is played on stage from hand or attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do search your deck for a level 1 or lower character, show your opponent out to hand, shuffle your deck afterwards.
As you know, Rickies are very strong in Weiss Schwarz. Being able to have a plus, a good selective plus is very strong. Now, the only downside with regular Rickies is that being on play means going second, this card does not do anything going second, because you don't have any stock yet. But being on attack means that fucking problem is now gone, because you can attack with a second, going second. And now this card just becomes a strong going first and going second card. It's a strong card all around, and just becomes absolutely busted.
Attacking power as well.
Yeah, and it's 2k, which is like actually like on par or like slightly better than most Rickies, because most Rickies is around 1500 to 2k power. Some, you know, obviously hit 3k.
An extra effect that may or may not matter.
So yeah, this card is probably one of the other fives we'll probably give one of the strongest Rickies effect in the game.
Yeah, I think this card's like broken. I actually like can't think of another Ricky that I've looked at that I thought was like that was that strong. The only thing that could have made this better was like selective clock, but I think it's asking for a lot. So
okay, bro, you're asking for quite a lot.
It's asking for a lot.
I mean, the My Ricky is also good because it's free memory, and then Yukina Ricky is also nice because it's bounce back.
That card is good.
But in this is just like on a different level.
But like, yeah, I really do think being able to use this your first turn going second is like insane. Because a lot of time that was like a thing that, you know, decks didn't get to do, right? Or you had to be playing some sort of like stock charger. Like there were decks that could. It was like play level 0 stock charger, get thingy, and you're like, haha, I get my thing, I get my free plus, and then like, no, now this card can technically double Ricky going second.
Mm-hmm. If you play your Rico hits, then you can Ricky twice.
Rico has an actual reason to just blindlessly go on play discarded. Most Ricos have no value to discard a 0 just to discard a 0 to use the effect. That one actually does, and randomly can just be like, yeah, you get to Ricky twice going second now.
Yeah, I've done that in my playtesting. I was like, this is like one of the strongest thing ever.
And your turn is and you're like, damn, that's really good.
Yep.
Yeah, this card's broken.
This card is nuts. Yeah, there's a whole slime dilemma where it's like, which level 0 lineup do you play? Do you play going second, where you play the Hakuro plus Shuna, or do you play going first, where you play Milim plus
those, baby.
Like, no problem there with this. You just slam this in. Only problem is this: you compete with the Memory Ricky, and the Memory Ricky has its other upsides. Even though it's not as strong as this, one goes memory and 2 is deck speed. So it's compression, deck speed versus hyper consistency.
Yeah,
so choose your option.
Personally, I think in 8 choice or in any generic level 1 combo deck, this will be your Ricky of choice. I do think the bar level 0 combo will very much more appreciate the memory Ricky. And that card's also just like green, which means it's like another green card you can clock that maybe you don't want to if you don't want to level your combos and stuff, which is an upside. So all very good though. I actually mean this card is probably still good with bar, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, just search your bar combo, easy.
Yeah, still good, but I think I probably would want it more conventionally in that deck. With the, this card's also actually very strong. 1/0 Yuki. If you have 2 more other Grisaia characters, it gets 1k power, so it's a 55. Climax combo. When this attacks, if you have the standby climax in the climax area and you have 2 or more other Grisaia characters, look at the top 2 cards of your if you 2 other Grisaia characters, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose the 2 cards from among them, place them on top of your deck in any order, and send the rest to waiting room. You may choose one of your characters this turn against the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, salvage one. This climax is also very lewd, by the way.
Yeah, this combo is pretty strong. A lot of other standby stuff is, you know, you check 2, you keep 1 tops in the other way room, and then you get the trigger fix. Having a Mocha Self is actually like really strong, because if you remember the old Mocha days where you can ladder down a CX to guarantee a cancel next turn, you can do the same thing here. Or you can just ladder down a CX so that you can get a CX on your 3rd trigger, and you can easily pay it out next turn while also getting the benefits of just, you know, triggering standby. So you have both options to do that, and it's really strong. And even though you have to get reverse and it's only a 5/5 body, you're usually standing by out a 1/5 assist or something, so that you can get big. Oh, and you only need 1 reverse out of your three swings, which is a lot easier to do than try and get triple reverses. Obviously, it's not as cool as Eris, but this is very strong for standby combo.
Yeah, I think. Look, this card is Mio from Hololive on its combo, so it doesn't eat up an extra deck slot. Granted, Mio is broken.
You mean Corne?
For a multitude of reasons. Mio?
Mio?
Like the drop search?
Oh, yeah.
Like the Mocha 2 effect, right? That thing that you played 4 of, and you probably play 4 of in any standby deck when you have it, because it's nuts.
Yeah, if you see standby targets, you can just mill those too. You also try to fish for triggers.
Yeah, I think it's definitely strong. It's just if the standby stuff around it strong is the question, I think.
For standby combo, this is one of the better ones. Unfortunately, from what we've looked through in standby standby Grisaia as a whole, standby Grisaia as a whole is kind of mediocre after level 1. After level 0, level 1 is kind of mid after.
I think after thinking about it though, I kind of like it a little more. At the Murasaki that we're going to talk about is actually probably pretty okay. It's fine, right? I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's pretty fine, and it works well enough. It's just I think it depends if we can find something with the rest of the cards. There's enough that maybe that you can make something pretty cohesive out of it. That's pretty good. I just haven't me and I don't Kevin has either really bothered to dig too deep to make it work, because we're both kind of vibing with 81K1 right now.
I think we'll give this a 4. It's a fairly solid.
Yeah,
standby. If you play standby, you're definitely playing this card. Any standby.
I will stand by. I do think that this is probably one of the strongest printed standby level 1 combos in the game right now. But the rest of the decks, the cards around it support it. I don't really care. Just raw card, pound for pound, this is
one of the strongest. Strong. Yeah, I think the only thing it contends with is the shiny mask one we saw last time.
If it had 1k more power, this card would be broken.
Yeah,
I think. But also the shiny mask one is also extremely strong. Yes,
and I still think Eris is really a strong level one.
Eris is also very strong. Yeah. Although that's this is 1-0 versus a 1-1 standby combo with its own can of worms.
Well, the 1-1 version, you play towards the standby game where you just build a big wall for Eris, while Mono is, free stock and also develop support too. This one just gives you a whole bunch of pluses while mills through your deck and fishes for standby triggers.
Yes. Also free deck speed in the set that has doesn't have a lot of deck speed for standby, which is very nice.
Yeah.
Good card.
Alright. Next card.
Alright, 0-0 Yuki. Once played on stage from hand or sent to stage from menu, move the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck, put them back on top of the deck in the original order. And at the start of the opponent's attack phase, if there's a character across from this, you may move this to an empty slot in the front row. So it's a scaredy cat runner. And a second effect is dog shit.
If you want to play a runner, you play the drop salvage runner from set 2.
Honestly, I play the fucking Yumiko Mill Runner before I play this card. That card pumps the soul.
Yeah, so I don't think it's much use. It's probably a 1. I don't see too much synergy. Yep. There's probably something I'm missing with the top check opponent's deck.
No, I don't.
But yeah, sure you can top check your opponent's deck for the what's called your finisher, the burn 4 finisher. But it's so what? What if they have a CX on the 3rd? Then it doesn't matter.
I'm sure this card is just some flavor. With her as a character, I wouldn't know though. I didn't read Phantom Trigger.
Set 2 drop salvage more? Yeah, I also like set 2.
Yeah, the set 2, the drop salvage runner is insane. That's one of my favorite Zero profiles, and was for a really long time. I would just play that card 100%.
Oh shit! I thought her knees was the other girl's ass.
Nice. 1-0 Murasaki and Toka. During your turn, this gets 3k power, so it's 65, and then has pay 1. Send this to the bottom of your deck. When you trigger a climax with a standby trigger, you can pay the cost. If you do, choose a level 1 or lower character in your waiting room. Place it on stage in any slot.
Rested.
So basically, this just converts itself into a 1-1.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
This card is very good. I thought this was gonna be the Nino.
I also think this is
salvage to a card.
Yeah, I also think the problem with this is that how standby trigger works is that you standby first and then you do this effect. So it's not like you trigger standby, then you can activate this effect, open the lane, and you can standby into this lane. No, this is like...
This doesn't care about that anyway, right? Because
oh yeah, because you put a card.
I'm physically filling the slot anyway.
Yeah, so the biggest benefit of this is that if you're crashing this and you're crashing your board, you can, if you trigger one standby, you put 2 characters back on board, so you build a board again.
Yeah, you get you +1 to summon a 1/1, which is like fine. If it was a good 1/1.
Yeah, and second chance.
Or if it was like a dank like 1/2, but there's not. This is the modern set.
Yeah, this is just like a way sliding and you see one.
Yeah, agree.
It's pretty awkward to use.
Yeah.
Imagine if it didn't say rested. Okay, if it didn't say rested, this card becomes a 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Attacker Pog!
Oh, Poggers! I stand by over my level 1 combo and summon out a level 1 combo.
Because you gotta pay one bottom this, get a free stock back. Sure, whatever, dude. Yeah, I'm good. 1/1 alloy, accelerate. Put the top card of your deck in the clock at the start of your clinic's phase. You pay the cost. If you do this, gets 2 soul and the 3 following effects. Auto, when this attacks, if the character cosmos is level 2 or higher, this gets 6k power, so it attacks at 12/5 versus 2s and 3s. Auto, when this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may send that character to memory, optionally. And then auto, at the end of the turn, send this to memory.
This is required for one of the finishers we'll see in this later on. You have to have this in memory for it, which is pretty yikes because accelerate is pretty expensive. You just basically pay 1 clock 1 to turn your finisher online. And one of the sad thing is, if you're not paying attention and your opponent does counter this and then you win on defense, this does not go to memory because all-card phase happens before end of turn.
Oh, true. I didn't think about that. Yep.
It's kind of like the whole Rammus spawner deal. If your thing isn't live on offense, then this doesn't go to memory, which is a bit scary because you need this for your finisher to even work. The only reason you play this is if you play a door finisher, but I don't know how viable a door finisher is. It's probably...
it's funny.
If it wasn't for a door finisher, I would give this a 1, but because the door finisher has a amount of potential, well, however little that is, it probably gets a 2. You probably require this in the 8 door, in the door finisher with at least a 2 of.
Yeah.
You
can side with this if you're worried. It doesn't get 2 soul. You can.
It does get 2 soul.
This card should never really have a problem going to memory. You just gotta be careful.
The only problem is it's not a card you want to be playing to begin with. But it's like a necessary evil if you want to play it.
In the Grisaia Mirror, if you try to play this when they play the 2 in Machina, this card doesn't get to go to memory.
Yeah, true.
Alright, 2/1 Murasaki. Pay 1, drop 1 when this unique card's back up. You pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's characters whose level is higher than your opponent's level, return it to hand, turn it on a counter. Very cheap anti-change counter.
Extremely cheap. Extremely cheap.
It gives them a plus because it bounces to hand. But depending what you anti-change.
I think the main thing is you can read this as a pay 1, pay 2, ditch 2, fucking money counter, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how you do it. The other option is it's a generic pay 2, sack 1, so that ends up being a 3 stock ditch 1, versus this is a 2 stock ditch 2.
Yeah.
So who knows?
See,
either or you can play.
I don't want to anti-change a healer. That's overrated, dude. Healing is overrated.
Yeah, you anti-change the healer, and they're like, wait, I can't heal anyway.
You anti-change their healer, and then you're taking your turn. So who cares? They're gonna play their healer on the next turn cycle. Yeah, you got it, bro.
Yeah. So I think it's fine. It's a pretty fine.
I think this card is better than the free run one because I think a lot of the time putting a character to hand is a lot less useful than putting a character to stock. So.
Alright, what'd you give this? It's just a 2.
Yeah, I mean it's still an anti-change counter. I believe I'd give it a 3 because it might be really strong.
Right, we'll give it
efficient anti-change counters are just so strong because now you suddenly just start throwing around anti-changes without thinking about it anymore. Especially if your finisher is like on the cheaper end or something that's like the Rena, right? Like I think in conjunction with the Rena, it's really strong. It can hypothetically open a lane that maybe was gonna kill the Machina, even through counter. So it opens you the lane. the Rennet itself is really cheap. I think double is technically only 6 stock for 4 burn 2s, right? So this works pretty well in that regard as well. I like this card a lot, honestly.
I like it too. Oh, naked.
Jail. Skull 18? God, I hope so. During your turn, all of your other Grisaia characters get 1500 power. Climax combo, send this to stock. During your climax phase, when the standby climax is placed in your climax area, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 1/3/2 Murasaki from your hand, place it on stage in this card's former slot. I really wish this card said from grave, but I understand that'd be probably a little strong because this goes to stock. But man,
I wish this was just a 1/5 assist cross turn instead of being on turn.
But there's a very clear reason why it is not. So, you know,
because it helps your finisher be strong defensively, even though it is, you know, still 11/5 cross turn that can move anywhere. You know, you being 14k or was it 13k move anywhere is even better.
Agree, for sure.
Yeah, it's just fine card. It just enables your finisher. That's all it really is. So yeah, we'll probably give it a 3. Test it out. This might be a standby finisher you play, or you might play the standby finisher from set 2, which is the Amane Twin Drive, and if you hit a Soul Trigger, burn 3.
I will say, I do think, now I didn't realize that this card went to stock the first time. Knowing this goes to stock makes me feel a little bit better about standbying out Murasaki, because at least you didn't like waste a stock from not attacking, right? You always get your stock from her on the first turn at least.
And afterwards, you might not need to use a Climax combo because you might be swinging board and not have anything to kick.
Yeah, I mean this card's like fine, and it's also free. Free field swap is actually like pretty strong. I'm curious. I haven't looked very hard if there's any like particularly very good cards to field swap.
Not too many.
Technically, you can like field swap if you put the 2/2 Sachi on the board and it survived. You can like swap with the Sachi back, right? And like so that you can like make sure you keep Murasaki alive and like you still get like a decent like body that might win the lane. It's like something to think about. It's not great, but it also means you're not wasting your 2/2 either, where like you might be wasting your 2/2 in most other standby decks. So, but yeah, I'd give it a 3 as well.
Yeah, test it out. See if it's good or not.
So 0/0 Shiori. Continuous. All of your other Grisaia characters get 500 power. Climax combo. When the door is placed in the climax area, if you have 2 or more other Grisaia characters, choose 1 level 0 or lower Grisaia character in your and place it on stage at any slot. I actually think that bit of text, like 2 or more other Grisaia characters, is what makes this combo like dog shit. Actually.
Oh yeah, because you need to have three characters on board already in order to start spawning stuff out.
So you need like this card. This card can be anywhere. So these can be in the back row, but like you still have to have an extra card. Whereas like it'd be nice if you could just play down 2 of this, slam, get a +2, and move on. But you do need to actually have your basically the rest of your board has to be filled. Well, I don't love that. Not that I think this card is good anyway, because I don't think Grisaia has a lot of like great zeros. Had to cheat in like
in the end. If you want to play a door combo, why don't you play Sachi? If you want to play a level 0 combo, why don't you play the bar combo? So it's like there's 2 combos that fulfills what it does better. So there's like no reason to, unless you want to play like a heavy 0 lineup for some reason. You want to play feeding and have your feeding hit every single time.
Trying to play Zombieland at home.
Yeah.
True. It's so true.
Chases combo.
That was
true.
I mean, that just like reminds you, like that's literally just Zombieland flashbacks of the fucking you spawn whatever you want to keep, and you spawn the clean cut, and you're like, haha, yippee. That clean cut was OP though. But, yeah, I mean, this card's like a 1, and we're gonna move on.
1 and move on. I do see people trying it, but I don't think it can go anywhere.
Yeah, I if it does, cool. If it doesn't, I'm not surprised. Pay 1, 0/0 Yamamoto. Pay 1, drop 1. Was played on stage from hand. You pay the cost for you free fresh. Send 2 of your other Grisaia characters on stage to waiting room. Send this to the bottom of your deck. If you are level 3 or higher, search your deck for the 3/2 Haruto and put it on stage. And
And shuffle
it's
like
a way to
ever.
make your 3-2 resolve because
Yeah.
3-2 has to be alone on board.
Yeah, 3-2 needs to be on lone board, so this if you somehow win lane and if your opponent plays like the try to counter the key play by crashing your entire board in for whatever reason, then you can enable this still. And yeah, at worst, this is just a free fresh, which is like probably not horrible because it is a cheap free fresh.
When you free fresh and then you use this card, its effect is basically irrelevant because you didn't punt a bunch of characters into your waiting room, and you make sure you have the Haruto to search. It means you can play less Harutos. You don't have to play a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this card is definitely better than I thought it would be for this deck. I didn't like think too hard about it the first time I saw it. I was like, oh, this card kind of sucks. But I think this is actually like, this is a good one up for if you want to play door topping. So.
Yeah, and it's a good one of other decks just because it's the only free fresh.
Oh yeah, free fresh. Yeah, sure.
Well, when you have a
well, technically, there is a free fresh.
Oh yeah,
counter.
Yeah. Wait, is there? Oh yeah, there is that one. But you have to play that. You have to play the garbage Ricky though. And there's also the free fresh bodyguard.
There's ways to free fresh. This is the most on demand one.
Yeah, this is the most generic one that requires not too much slots. You just slam one of this, and then Rico can grab this. All right, we'll give this a 2 though.
Yep. 1-0 Murasaki and Rena. When this is played on stage from hand, choose one of your other Grisaia characters to get to 1k power, and then pay one bounce this. When a comic is made in your comic area, you pay the cost if you do mill up to 4. Choose one extra lower Grisaia character from among them. Add it to hand, execute the number of soul triggers milled. I think this card is pretty good, to be honest. But I don't think there's another. No, there's definitely another bouncer in Grisaia. I think in set 2 that I'm just not thinking of. But I like this card all the same. So.
There's one in set 1 that give like +1 soul, but I think it's not really that worth it. I think there was one. There probably was one. There's probably something that someone played back when they tried to play 8 standby in set 2.
I'm sure there are bouncers in the Grisaia sets already. But how do you feel about this one, though, personally?
I just wish the bounce back to hand didn't require... You're not forced to pay 1 to do the bounce back to hand.
Yeah, I would prefer...
I'd like to be Polka.
Yeah, I mean, this card is good. This card, I do think this card is good, though, but yeah, I would have preferred it was on play climax, pay 1, do the thing, and then bounces to hand for whatever else. Some other, like, semi-relevant effect.
I wish it was just Polka or Shion or...
Polka would be very strong. Polka is, a very strong card.
Polka or Shion or Utaha. What last?
They learned Grisaia has a 3k climax flopper. Just learned that one today.
Alright, what are we giving this? This is just a 2, 3?
Yeah, 2. Fine.
Yeah, it's a fine standby card. It's a
bouncer.
It's a stronger 2.
You might look at it because it's deck speed, which is something of merit. And also, like, your whole standby thing is actually pretty cheap. For what it's worth, from what we looked at, you can tell it's, like, definitely not expensive.
And if you do hit 2 soul triggers, boom, you get a counter.
True. There's a bunch of bouncers in Grisaia. Okay. You could also use it in the level 0 door combo. True, just bounce 1, get a plus, and then put your 2 things out. You could. That is true.
True.
Yeah, you play that with 2 copies, and then you can go spawn 1, bounce. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's cute, actually. 1-1 Yuki. Continuous. If all your characters are Grisaia, this gets 1,000 power. Pay 1 at the start of your opponent's attack phase. You pay the cost if you choose one of your other characters in the front row and center slot. In this card, stand and swap them. This turn, this gets 1k power. I don't know why this has to be center slot. This card's not very good though.
Yeah, if we can swap anywhere, I think this becomes better.
Yeah, be like Yoshino. It'd be like a 7k Yoshino. Yeah, it's fine.
But because it can't, it's a bit worse. 8k, not horrible. It's definitely stronger, but it's only 8k on defense. So this is a card I'll definitely love in defense.
If you chose to resolve it.
Needs a bomb effect. True. If it had bomb like Yoshino, okay, dude. Actually, you should want to...
I mean, they won't print Yoshino again.
Yeah, they're not going to print Yoshino again. They saw the first hit wasn't enough for Dow because Yoshino existed.
Yeah, I mean, this card's like a... It's a 2-of, if only because it's like an interesting one. It's an interesting 1-1 as an option to play.
Mm-hmm.
But
You stand by in the back and you
level
swap
either.
it to the front immediately if needed. But you have to pay one. I think
exactly.
you do have to pay one though.
Which kind of negates the value of standby there, but maybe. Who knows?
We'll go to maybe you can try it, but who knows? I think just a generic 1/1 might be better.
2/1 Yuki. When your other character's battle opponent is reversed, choose one of your side characters to gets 2k power. During the attack phase, when your character moves to another slot this turn, it gets 500 power. And the following ability: when this card's battle opponent is reversed, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is level 2 or higher, send it to stock.
Condition. So having to reverse first of all in defense, and then second of all, have it hit level 2 or higher for stock, and the character needs to be a swap. So all we know is the level 3 finisher as well as the 1/1 we just saw that can swap. It's a bit too much conditions in my opinion.
So it is kind of cute that like Murasaki swaps and it gives both of the dudes the effect. Right, and then you it's a cascading win the lane, right? You defend one Murasaki, which then this defends the second Murasaki, etc., etc. The second card you have. It's really cute. I think it's cool. I just don't know if it's good because, like you said, it's a lot of ifs. It's a lot of conditional things that have to go right. But
you need to be able to swap. You need to win the lane, and then you need to hit the top check.
But I would probably be inclined to give this a 2, if only because it's clearly part of the gimmick of the 8 standby thing is trying to push. So maybe it's worth trying.
Well, I think in the end, you would rather just have a generic assist.
Yeah, okay, we don't have those. We have like the 2/1 2k assist and stuff, but like
there's a 2/1 generic 1/5 assist in the set.
I think what I like about this card is that this plays better into the field swap game plan than your standard like assist does, right? Because you can have the 2 dudes in front of the assist, but then if they threaten one of them and you have to field swap, suddenly you don't. It's also kind of dank because you can't Adachi the card, right? Because they go like, hypothetically, you have like Murasaki and a 2/2 on the board, right? They try to Adachi your Murasaki. You can field swap with the 2/2, deny that, and then when they crash it in, you get the plus. You potentially get a stock for like nothing, and you could make the 2/2 big if you need to. You can make 3/2 big. It's neat, right? It has application, I think. No, the 3/2 Murasaki swaps are free. Is like the thing. That card has no stock cost to swap. And that's why I like it.
And by the time you have just Yuki online, it's usually when you have the 3/2 online too.
Yeah, you should be having the Murasaki because you probably went level 2 or level hit 1, stand by the 2/2 on the board. You hit 2, whatever.
Then you can stand by this one out.
And then you stand by this out, or you can just hard play this and then stand by another 2/2 for the next turn. Murasaki is free. That is actually the reason I like the Murasaki. I thought the Murasaki was pretty cool because she is free, and she is not. That is not conventional on a field swapper. So I think the card has potential though with the Murasaki stuff. I actually do. The more I talk about it, the more I think I actually do kind of like it. I would still only give it a 2 though.
Yeah.
But
waiting. Except for not waiting. Next card.
Not waiting. Okay, you can finish your thought. What's the text on the Neg Soul? Is it on opponents in front? What Neg Soul? The Michiru? Like the door combo? Michiru door combo.
Well, that one needs climax combo though. First of all, the only reason why
and it has to be in the front row.
The only reason why people played it in set 2 and is because you can play, just you blank it, you play the link stuff, and all your standbys become doors.
The answer to your question, yes. That card was the character in front of this gets -2 soul. Did you hear the way too dank shit? I did not hear the dank shit, so feel free to type it out while we're talking about this card.
Alright, better not be playing the link stuff.
Please.
Climax
combo, memory. Discard 4 cards at the start of your attack phase if you have the Door Climax in the Climax area, and you have the 1/1 AOE in your memory, and you have no other front row characters. You can pay the cost. If you do, this turn gets 7,000 power, and the following ability. This attacks activates up to twice per turn. At the end of this card's attack, look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Choose the 3 cards from among them, put them on the top of your opponent's deck or any order, or send them to waiting room, and then stand this.
So yeah, you got 3 attacks and so basically you don't lose any attacks, and then you get two Mocha 3s. So it's basically.
Oh my god, the pants. Ugh. We'll talk about the pants combo.
So this is basically like a ditch 2 to get two Mocha 3s, which is pretty cheap. But then the other problem is you have to play the alloy.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, why is it under attack? And then I realized it activates twice per turn, so it's just for the second two. The second two attacks get the Mocha. Yeah, it's like playing Aoyama, kinda, but worse.
You would say play Haruto in this, and you field swap the safest cards, and you also run pants for the Chris effect. Huh? Okay, I'm good. Never mind. I've read enough.
Yeah, it sounds like a train wreck, actually. Yeah, I mean, I think this card does have some potential. It's a pretty cool.
It's very cheap. Is the thing. It's 2 stock.
Yes, it is super cheap. Might have actually very good synergy with playing with memory. If only because you can spend all of your stock on memory, not think anything about it. Alloy goes to memory.
And just slam this down.
And then just slam this down and be like, yeah, I don't give two shits about anything, and just go. Also, I will say this MC seems like a Chad. But I mean, Yuji was also kind of a Chad. But
Yuji was a Chad.
This guy seems like less of an asshole than Yuji, though. Just from like looking at his card art, he seems like he'd be like.
What's wrong
with
Juicy Yuji?
Guy. There's nothing wrong with Juicy Yuji, but he is an asshole.
Sure.
Well, he is. He even says it himself all the time.
I think this card
cool. 3. I think this card is cool.
Yeah, I give it 3. If it was, it itself is really a cool combo, and I just don't like having to play the 1/1 brick. But yes. I've seen what Macross does. They play 1/1 bricks too.
Yes, sir. 4 of them. And they're even more bricky because they can't attack. That card gets to attack, and sometimes it just fucking punts its opponent for like 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. That's pretty dope.
But this one punch yourself for 1.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Clocking is overrated. It's underrated. Dopey.
But the payoff for Macross is much better than payoff for Haruki.
Oh, also true. Okay. 3/2 Murasaki climax combo. Rest this at the start of your attack phase if you have the standby climax in your climax area, and this is in the front row. You pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 1 level 3 or lower character across from this, place it on top of your opponent's deck, then deal 4 damage to your opponent until the end of your opponent's next turn. This gets 1k power, so it's an 11/5 until the end of your opponent's turn. And then auto, at the start of your opponent's attack phase, choose 1 of your side characters in this card. You may stand and swap them.
Yeah. So the problem with rest this is you don't generate the stock back. But the thing is, as we mentioned before, the 2/2 generates the stock back, and then you don't have to play around anti-change counter or tab counters with this afterwards because you're not attacking ever.
Yep. It's like the Ruby and the Megumin, except obviously it's not clock kick burn, it's top deck burn, which means it's trying to marginally make the 4 a little bit better.
Yeah. So it's basically a burn 3, but it's a burn 4. Oh, there's the same amount of chances of sticking as a burn 3. Yeah. But
it actually reminds me a lot of the one from Assault Lily. It was like the pants combo in Assault Lily. But
this card sounds so meh. I think the benefit of this card is that it has the free board swapping, which means you can start. The moment you get this out, you can start winning lanes. You can get favorable trades on your opponent's turn.
Burn 3 and do something. Well, it's burn 4 and do something. It's burn 4 and it's top deck burn 4. Come on. But it is actually just because of the free field swap. I do think free field swap is like a very strong effect because it's also a means to deny your opponent from crashing into this card too, which is I think something to think about if you want to loop this combo. Being able to just like swap yourself with a shitter so your opponent can't crash and you can use this effect again is good. And this card again, the turn you cheat this in off the standby, which can also be at 1. Don't forget that it's a 2/2 that turned into a 3/2. Can be at 1. You are getting the stock, so this card didn't actually waste an attacker on that turn anyway. So, yes, I mean that is also true. Some standby decks have some pretty disgusting finishing combos. I think this one is pretty cool though.
My only problem is there's no good targets to swap into. Really, nothing crazy.
No great target, but there's fine. I think it's fine if you look at this from the perspective of I'm field swapping not to field swap into something broken. I'm field swapping to benefit this card. and then I think it's okay. But
what you do is
I like this card.
hard play bodyguard. Pop their middle slot and then swap the bodyguard in the middle.
Yes, Grisaia has Grisaia having money counter and stuff too is also very strong with this card.
Well, it's not money
counter.
It's tap counter. It's 2/4 tap.
Tap counter, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it has 3/4 heal counter, heal 2.
Yeah.
And it has the good anti-change counter. That complements this card. I think it's good. I actually think this card's like a 3. I'd even if there was slightly more blatantly obvious standby synergy, I would be so inclined to give this card like a 4. I do think because of the 1-0 combo, it is extremely real to stand by 2 of the 2/2. I guess okay. The 2/2 also does make the 1-0 like actually have power to get reverses, which I didn't think about necessarily. So that card gets to attack at like 7. If you get to stand by a second one, maybe 8/5. That's pretty decent, honestly. Okay. And then
and the 1-0 also pumps 1K.
No, it doesn't.
I mean,
it just gets 1K. It just
the bouncer.
Oh yeah, the bouncer can also pump 1K. Like, okay. I think the more I talk about it out loud, the more I kind of I like the idea of it, and then the fact that the 1-0 can push standby really hard means that there's a very real reality where you can get out like double 2/2 or the 2/1 plus the 2/2 like your first turn at 1, and then start actually being able to do that kind of stuff. It seems like it has the potential to actually be really cool. The more I think about it, so I like it. I'll give it. I want to give this a 3 personally.
3, okay.
But
yeah, it's worth testing out. Definitely worth testing out.
Yeah,
it is a unique standby combo that's not seen play.
And this is why I love doing this show. Because sometimes you talk something over and it starts to sound better when you actually put it into words instead of just reading it. 0/0 Murasaki. When this card is placed on stage from hand, choose up to one of your opponent's characters, send it to memory. Then your opponent places that character on stage in any slot. When this is placed on stage from hand, choose one of your other Grisaia characters until it gets 2,000 power. This card's bad. Yeah,
it's what I call 2 secondary effects.
Done, baby.
It's 2 secondary effects combined, but it's no primary effect, which makes it bad. It's a 1. Murasaki again.
0/0 Murasaki. I actually like this card. When this is reversed, if the battle opponent is level 0 or lower, you may reverse that character. Memory. When this is sent from stage to waiting room, if you have Thanatos system in your memory, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose the 1 card from among them, add it to your hand, send those to waiting room, then discard 1 card. I think this card is good.
Oh, it's on death. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's the dig for CXs or events, which is always nice. I wish it was on play, as always. On play would be fucking nutso. But, it's better to have than not have. I think it's a fine card. Yeah, but I still would only give it a 2. Maybe you have a slot.
I just think this is a really nice card.
Yeah.
I like it.
I just think
on play.
Yeah, there's just too much cards that you want to be playing at 0.
Yes, that is always a problem.
This is hard to compete versus other cards at 0.
Alright, 0/0 Nogami. When this is put on stage from hand or sent from stage to waiting room, choose one of your opponent's characters. So it gets until the end of your opponent's next turn. It gets this cannot move other slots. It's just hot. It's the hot.
It's the Hato stunner that whole line plays. So if
it's a good one of.
If you are worried about standby, you just throw this in. If you're playing 8-bar and you have no way to counter standby, you play it in. Play it, stun 1, and you crash it, stun another, boom. And then now you're free next turn. Alright. Just 2. Nice tech card.
I mean, the hot had no other effect, right? And that card sees play. In most Hollow Eye builds, play that card to the 1-of, because it's just a good 1-of. On play on death.
Counters Murasaki.
Yeah. Counters Murasaki. 0/0 Yuki. If your opponent has 3 or less characters, it gets 2,000 power. Discard 1 Grisaia character and this put on stage from hand. You may draw a card.
I saw some 8 standby decks playing this just because it's a filter with a decent body.
Yeah, sometimes your opponent can't play 4 dudes. It's real. I've seen it in Guilty Gear. It's real. They just can't play 4 dudes. Same thing with your bar combo. Sometimes you just can't field the dudes.
Oh, hold on. Don't say
it's a
that.
draw.
Yeah. But in the end, I think because you have Rico, you already have a good amount of discard.
Yeah, but this draws climax.
Huh? Yeah, it can draw
draws
climax, yeah.
So, Rico reveal climax, salvage this card, draw, standby, thumbs up.
Pugger.
Fine.
It's fine.
I would put one of this in standby. I would not complain about
It's
it.
just a 2 in the end, though.
Yeah, 100%. Alrighty, I've seen this card a lot too. 0/0 Ichiru. During your turn, your other character in the front row center slot gets 500 power and the following ability. This cannot be targeted by your opponent's effects. Pay 1, send this to waiting room, mill 2, and then choose a level X or level Grisaia character from the waiting room, add it to hand, X uses some of the character's build by this effect. It's kind of like the Ichi Bonder.
Yeah. So it has...
But,
instead of a pay 1 sack, check 4, it's a pay 1 sack sell cigarettes.
What?
But,
no, Ichi is cigarettes.
Yeah, that's one cigarettes too. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I'm saying. You're saying instead of having that effect. Yeah.
Yeah, usually these kind of profiles as pay 1 sack stuff is just a check 4 add 1.
Yeah.
This one is cigarettes instead, which means you have better access to zeros, but you have worse access to 2s and higher usually. But I think it's mainly because the C's played mainly because of the first effect, because it gives hexproof to your bodyguard, so that your opponent can't do any funny business with it.
And then they just kill it anyway with Indachi because 3-2.
Who knows?
Yeah. I think this card's a good one though. Honestly, just in a general sense of you can play this with any early play, and it just says this if it's in the center, it's hexproof is like fine, inoffensive, and it cashes itself out. So if you had to put it in the back row, you can cash it out. It's fine. 2.
All right, 2. Buying tech card.
It's better than the JC. It's better than the JB from set 2.
What was JB?
It was that effect, but it was a yellow 1/0 brainstorm.
Oh, I know it was wasn't there a card that gave side with no soul penalty?
That's a UG. That was a UG that gave Kazuki's.
Kazuki's only though. Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, here we go. The Mihama Academy, the saddest thing.
At the start of your climax phase, choose one of your characters. This turn gets 500 power. Brainstorm, pay 1, rest this. Top 4 for each climax. Choose a character with Mihama Academy and its name from your waiting room. Add it to hand.
Hear me out.
It's part of gimmick deck.
And the gimmick has no payoff besides playing a good book CX trigger. What if Mihama?
If Mihama Academy is meta, it'd be the cheapest meta deck you can play.
Because everything is a common.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not it. See, you can only hit Mihama Academy, but you're not even like a Brainstorm 5, and your secondary effect doesn't even do anything good because it's just a 500 power farm in CX space. There's no payoff. Usually, with these gaming key decks, there's some kind of payoff to make them better. But this one, no payoff.
The payoff is that your books are good.
Even in Psychol, there's like a payoff because your finisher it becomes a cheap heal. Yeah, like this heal every single turn. In Psychonal with the bond, whatever it's called.
Yeah. That was funny.
I think Mihama Academy ends up being like almost a 1 for all the 1. Yeah, I think it's a 1.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just it's a gimmicky.
Maybe there's one, maybe 2 Mihama Academy cards that are not a 1.
Oh, I guess the whole payoff is to be able to play a 3D event, but even that is so restrictive and so bad.
The 3D event is pretty cool, but. Okay, this card's fine. Leave Mihama Academy Ichiru. It's a Leaf a Punch.
It's a Leaf a
Perfectly
punch.
fine.
Yeah, did we have a 2-1 before? I don't remember. We're not. Yeah, it's a Leaf a Punch in the end.
I don't recall.
It's a 2.
But yeah, 1/1 Leaf a Punch better than 2/1 Leaf a Punch in my opinion, and this card's just fine. 2. 2/1 Shiori level X. And then when a comic picture comics here, choose 2 of your characters get 2k power. Okay, this card's also not that bad actually.
It's extra power.
That's a lot of power.
I don't know if
a lot of power.
Do you want to play us over just playing like Haruto 2-1?
Not necessarily, but I think if you can splash the red, which I think red is easy to splash because of the Ricky, there's a world where you might consider this, if only to make sure your Machina can actually win the lane. Because that card is technically only 9/5 offensive, so it's giving an extra 2k power to that card, being 12/5 offensive before anything else. 13/5 with a 1k1 is actually pretty real. it's a consideration. I think this card's like good. This card's like actually like fine, to be honest.
Okay. I was just thinking.
Wait, this is Mihama Academy as well. Yes.
Oh yeah, this is Mihama Academy. All the ones with the weird square backgrounds are Mihama Academy.
Yes. 2-1 Mihama Academy Nogami. For each of your other back row Grisaia characters gets 2500 power, so it's a 10-5. And then when this card's battle opponent is reversed, choose a Grisaia king you're winning, add it to hand, and then discard one. It's a 2-1 10-5 hand filter. Not a bad card.
Not a good card either, though.
Pretty decent. It's pretty decent to stand by. It's cross turn, so you can field swap with this card to get like a salvage ditch, and then a stock. Yeah, it's cute. It's pretty cute.
It's cute.
Good? I don't know if it's good. It's cute though.
It's cute.
There's a lot of effects going off for reverse.
I'm just give it a 2, move on. We don't need to talk much about it.
Yeah. 3-2 Mihama Academy Yuki. When this card is placed on stage, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a level 0 or lower, send it to stock. And then pay 1. When it's put on stage from hand, you pay the cost for you to choose a climax and you're winning, you add it to hand.
Okay, this one is a good one. Okay, this is the one I say for sure is a 2. If you can splash red, this is a cheap way to find your CXs. Well, cheap-ish. It's like the only guaranteed way to find a CX in the deck. The set.
Okay, maybe there's more like twos in Mihama Academy than I thought. It has some like pretty decent generic flashable cards. Yeah, you can put this in standby if you really want to make sure you can slam your standby. I
see this in choice too. If you're playing 4 Rickies in this,
need to have a choice.
You need the choice CX. Well, this guarantees your choice CX.
And then, again, like I said, that deck is pretty stock light to double combo, so you can like slam this down 7 stock if this hits, which you have the top checks to like try to like force this to hit, and play a decent amount of zeros, pretty reasonable to hit. Yeah, this is good. 3-3 girls go to the battlefield. If you have 5 more characters with Mihama Academy in its name, choose one of your characters. This turn it gets the following. It gets 3k power and the following ability. Auto this card activates up to once per turn. When this card damage is canceled, deal 1 damage to your opponent, then deal 4 to your opponent. Okay, why wasn't the Haruto 3-2? Mihama Academy.
Well, you can't even do that because you need to figure out some way to sack 2 characters.
Oh, wait, 5 or more others. Fuck.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you can.
You can. You just gotta play the 0-0 afterwards.
But yes, that is unfortunate. But yeah, very expensive, very hard requirement, very funny card, especially with what the 3-2 combo actually is. So
but unfortunately, all the Mihama Academy cards are not good enough to make a Soul Mihama Academy deck to make this payoff worthwhile.
They're just very, very clearly they're very dysfunctional from each other. We're just looking at the red ones alone, right? There's no really like inherent synergy with these cards. They're just kind of like perfectly fine cards.
That just randomly had the name, except for the Haruto Brainstorm, which requires...
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't it be a Brainstorm 5, at least?
Okay, if it was Brainstorm 5, I would be a little happier. A little bit.
A little bit. But it would have pushed the deck slightly more playable. And that was red.
Now it's red. We are on blue. I think we're just good to go. Alright, 0-0 Chris. Auto, send this to the bottom of your deck when this other Grisaia character is reversed. If this is in your back row, you may pay the cost. If you do, return that character to hand. Pay 1, rest this, tap self, salvage Brainstorm. I think this card's fucking insane.
Yeah, this card is really nice. It helps you loop your level 1 combo, especially your level 1 combo can just grab the Brainstorm easily too.
Yeah. And like, obviously looping on play effects is good. Rico, being able to like bounce your Rico. Pretty decent. Good thing they made it so this isn't you can't, this goes to bottom, so you can't Rico the card back if you bounce the Rico.
True, you can't infinitely. You can't Rico, grab this, and then crash Rico.
I Rico in my hand, brother.
Crash this, sack in the waiting room, grab the Rico back. No, you can't infinitely get the infinite attack off.
Oh, they knew. Tragic. But yeah, this is a good Brainstorm though. That is a very good second effect for a Brainstorm that we've seen like field counter or like field encore ones like once or twice before. But I do think balancing your character is like very strong.
Imagine this is Sachi. That would be really strong.
That would be so insane.
Because you play this in Sachi combo.
It's actually just always a Sachi because you could actually never miss a Sachi.
Yeah, and then Sake bounce back Sachi, then you play the event, Sachi and Cooking, grab the Brainstorm, and do it all over again. Infinite
Yes,
combo.
so
but yeah, there's a reason why it's bottom of the deck. They knew.
Yeah,
they knew.
knew.
They didn't let you abuse that shit.
If you overplay, you are not reversing. Yeah, I mean this is a brand new effect. You've never seen this before. I would give this a 5. I'm like tempted to give this a 5. It's like there's no deck that abuses this, but I do think this is an incredibly strong Brainstorm, and it's Kevin's favorite salvage, not Search.
Not like Sora Brainstorm.
Would you give this a 5?
I would still give it probably a 4. It's a really strong Brainstorm, but you know.
I think if there was just like a single really strong on-play effect that could abuse this, more than just the Rico, because obviously the Rico is very good.
Bro, if they had a stock charger, oh!
Okay, that'd be pretty good too, yeah. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 seems fine.
Dude, can't go back and... Well, we never did the set reviews back in set 1. Abuda, stock charger.
5.
That card deserves a 5.
OP.
This is why ReZero will never get... This is why ReZero will never get a set 4.
True, they do have it. They have the stock attack.
ReZero will never get a set 4.
2-1 Taiga. Alright, this card is interesting.
It's a card.
Your other Grisaia characters, this gets 1,000 power, so it is a 10-5. Or 10k. Climax combo. When the pants is placed in your climax area, if this is in the front row, and you have 4 more other Grisaia characters, look it up to 1 card from the top of your deck, choose it to 1 Grisaia character from room, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, send the rest to waiting room. This turn, this gets the following ability. When this card, once per turn, when this card's damage is cancelled, put 1 card from the bottom of your clock into your stock.
So heals to stock if your opponent cancels, which is kind of strong. But
yeah,
your opponent has to the counter. If this was like the Ocean Code 2-1 combo, and you just straight up salvage anything instead of a top check, this card would be insane. This card would be insane. Or even if it's like a check 2 add 1. If a check 1...
There's some way to reliably plus. Yeah. I guess, Jesus Christ. True.
It's strong, but a good portion of what 2-1 combos make them good for is that they like immediately set you up for your level 3 combo.
Yeah, I think this is. There's a world I know. One of our friends was like trying to theoretically build this with standby, so that you can like, you're basically just playing Alice Gear at home, like ghetto Alice Gear, right? You're trying to stand by your big beefer at 1, untap it at 1, and then start trying to heal down at 1 with this card, which is cute, not very practical. Although I do, again, that combo, we do have a world where this is good. I would not be surprised if this saw play at some point in somewhere, because it's a very funny card.
Being pants is nice.
They always cancel.
Yeah,
being pants is nice, loopable. But yeah, really though, if you think about this with standby, right? This does have you do have the ability in standby to like very realistically, get 2 of these on your board at 1.
My only problem is
because it's Mio.
Because you're not stemming out the 2/2, sometimes it might be hard to get a reverse. It could be. Could be a problem.
If you're playing a slow level 1, if you play slow 0, they hit you to 1 first, and you're like, okay. Or you have your broken Ricky. That means there's a very real chance you go to 1 first. That you might get the reverse. Yeah, that is true though. It can be hard to get the reverse for sure.
With how strong your zeros are, playing a slow 0 feels so wasted though.
Yes, agree, 100%. You know,
but just want to try with how good your zeros are.
How many decks are realistically denying a 55 on reverse? That can give the on reverse to whatever lane too, right? It's not just the lane gets it. It gives the character the effect. So it can be kind of hard to deny 55 in all 3 lanes in Modern Weiss because there's not many decks that do that. And the deck that does do that, yeah.
I guess at level 0, if you're level 0, but at level 1, there's quite a few combos like sits at 6k or higher across turn.
Yeah, maybe you have to play some sort of power pump or something.
Like, what do you do if you play against Nino and they just present triple 1/1s?
Send hand, we'll go next. But yeah, I think it's cute, right? It's cute. It's fun. I don't think this is very good. I would still be willing to give it a 3 because I think this card has, like,
it's at least a 3. You get
it has the potential to be like neato.
More potential.
And it's a fun build. I think it's a fun build around. For sure.
Definitely has potential. There's also the back row that makes it so you get to check 2 scry. Or when you play a CX, you Moko yourself. So you can help hit.
There's also the set 1 Sachi back row that has pay 1, rest itself. If you have experience 5, you pick the effect. Otherwise, your opponent picks the effect, and it's give 1 soul to 2 things, or top check add.
Oh, so you just give 2 souls to these, so they swing a 4.
Yeah. And then there's also the Michiru, the 2-1 Michiru field counter that has on attack pump 2 soul or something. That's not bad either. 3-2 Haruto. On play, pay 1 stock swap, my favorite, and then it is a JC.
Second effect, you ignore it. You mainly play it for the stock swap. It's the first stock swap that we've seen on a set that didn't originally have a generic stock swap since King of Fighters. Since King of Fighters. It's been over half a year. Technically, Grisaia already had stock swap that was tied to a climax combo. This is the first generic one in a long time. Every other ones we've seen in the last 6 months has been like a fucking shuffle into deck and then deck into stock. Besides, like, you know, the one sets already that already had it, like Persona already had it, and just got reprinted their stock swap. So yeah, I think it's just giving it a 4. Stock swap's always strong. You can always splash it in. You're always likely playing 4 anti-heals, so that's you know, 4 blue splash, and then if you play Brainstorms and JC, that's more blue splash. Boom, easy to fit this card into any deck. Always nice. Stock swap. Next.
0-0 Chris. Pay 1, send this to waiting room. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Choose the 1 Grisaia character among them. Show it to your opponent. Add it to hand. Send the rest to waiting room. Pay 2, discard a climax. Rest this. If you have another Grisaia character, choose 1 Grisaia character you wear clock. Add it to hand. And then rest. Choose one of your characters. Give it 1k power.
There's another Sack Self check 4 in set 1 that had two other modes. Is this better than that? Hard to say. This one has the potential if you're playing like a bar pants deck. You can actually use a second effect, even though it's a bit expensive to heal, but it's a heal to hand at least, which is not bad because a lot of the pay to heal is just, you know, just heal on board. But actually, that might be better because that one is required to discard a CX. Who knows? Did Ari Ferreira have pay to rest heal? Okay, it's to hand. Yeah, this is rest to heal to hand.
Yeah.
I mean, Potion Maker Rimuru is pay to heal and just rest.
Yep.
That one has discard CX. But who knows? This might be better. This might be worse.
Yeah, I mean, I sleep.
It's probably just a 2.
Yeah, I think so.
First effect makes it playable.
0-0 Thanatos system. Good job, Kevin. Pay 1, discard 1 card, send this to memory. When this is reversed, you may pay the cost. If you do choose 1 Grisaia character in your waiting room, add it to hand. So it is a drop salvage. And this has walls in your memory. If either player puts a card from their clock into waiting room via their own card effect, that player may discard 1 card. If they do not, the player puts the top card of their deck into the clock.
We had anti-heal in set 1. That card was yellow, and on reverse, you did nothing. You just pay 1 cent to memory.
And then we had anti-heal in set 2.
That card was... We don't talk about that card.
That card had to pay 2 to put itself in memory.
This one is a pay 1 dish one, but it's a utility. It's a drop salvage. So it's actually... people in memory like just play drop salvage.
All people wanted. I mean, this is all people wanted this card to be. For fucking 40 years. People were like, man, why can't it just be a drop search or a drop salvage? It's like, that's a good question. But... yes. We got it.
This is
how many times into every set until you fucking stop playing it, and we're never gonna stop playing it. Why couldn't it be an Eri?
Okay, if it's drop search. Okay, if this is a drop search, holy! I mean, this is already probably gonna be a 5 because this is like a 4 up. This is like a main reason you play Grisaia.
Yeah, like if anybody tells you to cut the anti-heal, there's no reason to be playing Grisaia. Just don't play Grisaia. Like, you just
Yeah.
slam 4 of this card in every deck you play, because this is the reason you play Grisaia. It's because you get to be an anti-heal deck that your opponent cannot interact with once it is there.
Any
And
deck
now
of
you don't have to feel
anti-heal,
bad.
any deck of anti-heal or anti-burn, they immediately get +1 tier in their tier list just because they have the floodgate.
As long as their cards are at all modern, any like even Grisaia before this, right, was just like always that like fringe playable deck where it was never insultingly bad, and sometimes anti-heal just won you the game. Like versus Alice Gear, like genuinely, I mean I played set 2 Grisaia versus Alice Gear over the weekend, and it did not feel that bad. Just telling them you can't heal, that deck can't play its gimmick out. I did almost win that game. I just ate shit because Grisaia lol.
Now imagine this: the natural system. You see you're sitting across Alice Gear, I guess you crash Sin, resolve it, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna just get a second Thanos system. I'm gonna just get a second Thanos system or an energy counter.
I opened 3.
Oh,
in my hand.
Okay.
So I just went first turn of the game, first turn going second, just fucking slam 3 of them, and I'm like, alright, this is the game we're playing today.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, no, playing anti-things, floodgates in Weiss are strong. Anti-heal, as much as people will tell you, oh, but there's so many cards that heal to X other plays.
Or, there's so many decks that just tries to kill you and don't even care about healing.
But they still heal. And you know what? When they have to take another turn, because sometimes they don't kill you, and they didn't get to heal, and you get to take your turn. Now there's a better chance you kill them. It's as simple as that.
Even recently, fucking what's it called, Kanko won a regional in Japan just cause it had anti-heal and it played into a bunch of decks that would like to heal. Well, it didn't play in a bunch of decks that like heal, but the strongest deck is Alice Gear, I guess, and being able to do your compression, doing your healing while your opponent cannot heal means that if they can't kill you and they can't heal down, you're very likely to just kill them.
Yeah, I mean, like Miku heals, right? Prosekai heals.
Albuda heals.
Albuda heals. Like all these decks, even if they try to like kill you, they heal, and a lot of them are coin flippier, where like there's a real chance they don't kill you. Like all the Icy Tails, there's a real chance they just don't kill you. And now you're putting them on a turn where it's like, all right, cool, you could not discard my cards. Therefore, I now have a reasonable chance to kill you, even if my finisher is mid, which has always been Grisaia's thing, right? Their finishers have never been that good, but they put you to a point where it's like, okay, well, you can't heal, so even my finisher is mid. Okay, well, mine's cringe. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, mine's an actual finisher. Mine's an actual finisher that heals.
Okay, I will tell you right now, mine does not always kill people. I watched my local I think like 3 games in a row. They just all survived triple my. I would just go triple my, and they would just mill like 16 clean, and I'm just like, yeah, bro.
Okay.
You got it. Okay, like whatever.
Okay.
You are anti-Icy Tail today, and we moved on.
Yeah. If this was a year ago and Pad was still meta, I would say sure. Because Nate plays around the anti-heal and just tries to buff you.
I mean, you're also just fucking dead today.
Yeah.
Like if Nate doesn't kill you, it's sitting there wondering how the fuck it even takes another turn. Let alone that.
But yeah.
But
yeah, this card is
just fucking 5, 100%.
Yeah, this card is just broken as fuck.
You always play 4. I think the very minimal of this card you play is 3. And that's like, I really want to squeeze these other 4 cards. These other cards into my deck where this is like the best card I can cut. And even then, I would still probably question you, be like, you really can't cut. I would cut JC to 3 before I cut this to 4.
Yeah, I would too.
Personally. Because I just want to see this card. I don't want to select for this card also. Like, I really don't want to have to select for this card. I want to just open this card, slam it, go. And I need to play around if my opponent plays, like, if they're playing Oshinoko and they play, like, the Honorverse bottom decker. They play the cards that remove this. I want to have the ability to, like, just have more copies to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even just crash it, right? Just to be able to actually, like, have another copy to play down and still resolve my thing.
Oh, Matt, you have 3, so you only need 2 in memory? Yeah, that's true. This is where, if you have 1 in memory, your point, if you have a cheap finisher, they can still ditch. If you if you have 2, then your opponent's most likely never gonna ditch.
Yeah, I mean, I call anti-heal to like anti-heal, like the ditch hand anti-heals, like the litmus test of how much somebody doesn't value resources in this game. There are very few situations where anybody can justifiably just ditch 2 cards to anti-heal, and that's usually if they hit 2 on a brainstorm or hit like 3 on a brainstorm, and then it's like, yeah, sure, bro, you hit 3 on a brainstorm. If you want to ditch your +3 to heal 1, like, be my guest, right? But in every other situation, somebody wants to discard 2 cards, they're literally punting themselves to discard 2 cards. That's so expensive for a 1 heal, where 1 heal probably didn't even matter, realistically. Unless you have like nothing better to be doing. But
and it's still Kazuki. In the end, Kazuki still comes out in the new Grisaia set.
Yeah, I mean, Grisaia will always have 2 of this card in memory. I think that's like a very fair assumption. Alright, this is also a very good card. 1-0 Chris. When this is played on stage from hand, this turn this gets X power, X equals 10 of your Grisaia character times 500 power. Also, the art is really fucking weird. When this attacks this turn, all of your characters gain the following ability. Pay 1. When this card trigger check reveals a climax, you may pay the cost. If you do, put the top card of your deck into stock and then draw up to 1. And if you draw 1, discard 1.
Most recently, I saw play.
Really good.
Yeah, most recently, I saw play in 8 Pants Freeman. I think it's a little bit worse than bar decks. You know, it's still not horrible in bar. But you know, if you're playing any sort of Pants deck, this is like.
In Pants, this is way better.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and in
there are multiple Pants level 3s. And there is a perfectly good Pants level 1 in set 1. That you can play this with. And it's like actually like a very good card for that deck. Because I think that was a big issue I had with Pants Grisaia before, was that when you triggered Pants, you just didn't have anything to do with them. They're just gone. You're saying, oh, well, I triggered Pants? Yep. Sure did.
They can still play this with Dora and Choice too, but you know, you're playing multicolors.
This is for Pants first, and then like bar second if you really want to play it. But I like this card a lot. I'd probably still give this a 2 because I don't think the set pushes Pants. But and he said that like Pants is like a premier like option. I think this is like a 4.
Yeah.
So.
Where's that?
1-1 Murasaki and Chris and Taiga assist level X to Grisaia's. When a climax is with a Pants trigger is placed in your climax area, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put the 2 cards from among them on the top. Choose the 2 cards, put them on top of your deck, any order, send the rest to waiting room, so it's unplayable climax. You get to Mocha yourself. And then rest this, choose one of your opponent's front row characters, give it -1 game power, image.
If only this wasn't restricted to Pants.
That'd be insane. When a climax in your climax area, Mocha too.
I mean, this is obviously synergy for a 2-1 combo that you can help guarantee your top checks. If you see any CXs in top D, you just mill it and then you can get your 2+, or at least attempt to get your 2+. But even then, I don't think it saves the 2-1 combo that much.
Bro, what is that little fucking gremlin doing? She got fucking icing on her hand. She's grabbing at the cake. What the fuck?
She's a monster in the back. But yeah, and obviously if you can use any CX, and you freaking this would be insane to stand by.
Yes, this card. I mean, I think this is like a pretty decent card, all things considered, in Pants. But yeah, like a 2. It's like fine.
It's fine.
Perfectly fine card.
It's meant to support a 2-1 combo. That's about it.
1-1 Taiga. When this is played on stage from hand, look at the top card of your deck, put it on top of the bottom of your deck, and then it is a bottom deck Adachi. Perfectly fine card.
It's a solid card. It's a Dachi. It has a better effect compared to.
It's a Dachi with an extra on play effect that maybe turn into a 5-card brainstorm sometimes. 2-1 Shiori. When you use this card's backup, if your opponent has a climax in the climax area, choose one of your Grisaia characters. This turn it gets 2k power, and it's 2500 counter, so it's a 4500 counter if they have a climax. I'm going to like this card from Albuta, personally.
I really like this card because of Bodyguard. This makes your Bodyguard 16k.
Bodyguard.
Well, it makes your...
I don't think most decks can out Bodyguard without slimming a climax, right?
So, worst comments is 2-5 counter, but every other counter, unless you're playing the cringe 3k counter from like one of the old sets, that was like literally just a 3k counter from the 3k counter. Then this is like the same power level as any other counter, but it has the extra effect where if your opponent does try to play CX to push over your Bodyguard, then this says no. take a step back.
Do a lot of standby decks get over 16k?
No.
16k is a lot.
16k is very rare for a deck to get over. Yeah.
What standby deck right now actually gets over 16k? And Hololive technically can. Hololive does have the ability to power pump a lot. Did Alscare that's to what? 13. So you combo. It's 10k base. 14.5 when the turn you play it. What are the power pumps do you actually play? Oh, you summon the 3/2 back row. I guess you do get the 16 in that regard. If you go full combo, assuming that they do the combo merge on that turn that you played after you played the bodyguard, you slam the standby, you cheat in a card. The merged copy gets 15. It standbys the 15 back row, and then it also gets the 3k from comboing. Then it is 16, and it ties you. It ties you without having a back row of your own.
Mm-hmm. If you're playing the Amagi from set 2, or you're playing it, if you have the level assist out, then your combos, your bodyguard still wins with the.
Yeah, I think there's a world where you can reasonably with this card make your bodyguard like 18.
I think 17 is average. I mean,
even
Amagi
17 is a level X or an Amagi, and if you have both, you can be 18. So I don't personally play the Amagi. I don't think you play the Amagi, but you can if that's like an actual threat. I do think 17 might be a number. Even Hololive can't hit 17 that easily. It's like a struggle. It can for sure. I guess the point is you're right. The decks can.
Well, it's a lot more work. Versus you just slap down a bodyguard and have a counter in hand.
Okay, against PGS, the bodyguard is a joke. Yes, that card's broken. True. Right.
PGS, be like
that Rui is broken. 100% of the time. Nobody's gonna argue that card. That card is crazy.
That card reads, here, I'm gonna give 15k to one character.
Whatever you want is dead. Whatever you want is dead.
I'm gonna mill my deck out and give 15k to a character. Boom.
Yeah, you got it. But yes, I do think this is a good way to make sure your bodyguard lives, because I think it is on average for the vast majority of decks hard to eclipse 16 to 17k without a climax, or even close to 16-17k.
It's 14k without a climax and 16k with climax.
Yeah. That's what I mean though. With a climax is the only way you can ever even get close to like that number. Those 16K. Numbers usually. Yeah.
Unless you play one of those like the Botan EP or whatever.
Yeah. Solid 2. It's like solid 2. It's a situational EP, but there is one deck. Even standby might consider playing this card as a means to defend your Murasaki. You need to throw in a lot of, like we said, if you have a 2/1, the deck can actually throw around a pretty decent amount of power. 4,500 on 11.5 is like pretty good. With field swap especially, it makes it really hard to fight against that amount of power being kind of just tossed around wherever.
Yeah,
I think good card. Good card. Good counter.
More usable in Grisaia than other decks.
Yes. 0/0 Chris, Rena, and Murasaki. When this is reversed, if the card is level 0, you may send this creature to the bottom of your opponent's deck. So level 0 bomb, bottom deck bomb. And then pay 1, put the top card of your deck in a clock. When this card is reversed, you may look at the top 4 cards of your deck, choose to 1 level 1 or higher among them, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, send the rest to waiting room.
This is
also very good.
A very, very strong Ricky, and I think if the other two did not exist, this could find a spot somewhere.
Literally, if just Machina didn't exist, I think. This
is having a Ricky that also is a bomb too. So especially if you have low power zeros like Grisaia technically does, it's like extremely valuable. But the only problem is, you have 2 better Rickies.
Yeah. This is like the Ricky that goes in my 3rd deck if I didn't want to buy spares.
Very strong.
So,
well, unfortunately, I'll give it a 3. It's strong enough to deserve a 3.
Being if H standby Hololive is really prevalent in your meta, this might just be a perfectly fine card to play. Like actually, just
deny your opponent a plus while you gain your own plus still. OP.
Yeah, card's good. 0/0 Taiga. When this is played on stage from hand, you may mill 3. And then this is the only option to mill 3 in Grisaia, I'm pretty sure, by the way.
Yeah.
Auto bond, discard 1 to the 1/0 Maki combo or the 3/2 Maki the 3/2 Maki bodyguard.
As mentioned before, you know, if you play a 2, it's fine. You know, you give it a 2.
Yep.
Mainly is for bond. They're free play.
I think I would even argue playing one of it in choice. If you're just gonna play if you're gonna play level 1 choice only, you could still probably play one of it. Fine. 0/0 Taiga did CX is on play or sent to waiting room. Did CX salvage. It's the Mio from the TDs.
It's fine.
Fine card.
If we play a lot of bars or a lot of pants.
Good in pants.
Yeah.
You know.
Give it 2.
Yep.
And filter.
3/2 Chris. If you have the 0/0 double R Chris brainstorm in your clock, this gets -1 level. All of your other Grisaia characters get 15 power. Oh, there is a global 15. There you go.
I mean, there's old cards had the gold 15.
Yeah, vanilla. Oh, is there an old global 15?
It was a Sashi. The Sashi that's on play, you can pay to ditch 1 burn X, where X is the number of events.
Oh,
and it's also a global 15.
Right.
But this one's a body on a global 15.
This one is a body. All of your other Grisaia characters get 1500 power. Granted, it's basically vanilla unless you want to be spicy and splash it in. Discard 1 pants. At the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may if you have 6 or less hand, and you have another Grisaia character, you can pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 2 Grisaia characters, show them to your opponent, add them to hand shuffle your deck afterwards.
This was the spicy standby door pants deck that Box is talking about.
Yeah.
Where you can stand by this out and then discard a pants and then you refill your hand a bit, yada yada yada, and you can combo again next turn. I'm good, bro.
But
I'm good, bro.
It's cute though. You know, it's a compression combo at the most opportune time to like rip cards out of your deck, right? But at the same time,
I saw some people play like 6 standby 2 pants as well.
I'd play this in feeding. I played wind book feeding with the Sachi that's ditch to heal. I play this.
Okay. Sure.
Like now, but worse.
Do you want to give it 2? Or is it? It's probably.
Give it a 2. It's fine.
It's good enough to be a 2, I guess.
It's a standbyable body.
I went back to Mihama Academy.
Okay. 0/0 Mihama Academy Murasaki. When it's played on stage from hand, choose one of your. Okay, I like this card too. On play, get 15. On attack, get 15. I like this effect. I've always liked this effect. It's a 2.
It's fine, yeah, it's 2. If you need power, it's there.
Alright. 0/0 Mihama Academy run up. Pay 1, drop 1. When it's put on hand, played on stage from hand or sent to waiting room, you pay the cost if you do choose a character winning salvage. On play on death, drop salvage. Fine card.
Fine card. But I still rather play
better drop salvages.
I'd still rather play
I'd probably give this a 1 if only because there are way more premium drop salvages in this set. But
it's blue. There you go.
Yeah, so it's the anti-heal.
Oh, true. Alright, back up. Give it 1.
Alright. Alright, Mihama Academy Taiga. All of your opponent's characters get paid 2 Encore. Pay 1 at the start of your Encore phase. If you don't have another rested character, and you can rest this. Pay 1 rest this.
It's a 3/5 oversized, like a plus. It's
fine.
Okay. But
Mihama Academy has a +0. 0.
But no one played TD Nino anyway, so I think it's still a 1.
I did.
Did you?
I played TD. I did.
If you want +0, just play JC. If you want blue.
Mihama Academy. It's his name.
Okay, you're not playing fucking Mihama Academy stuff.
1/0 Taiga. When this is reversed, mill the top 3 cards to your deck. If the battle opponent is level X or lower, you may send that character to the bottom of your opponent's deck. X is equal to the number of 2/1 Taigas in your waiting room. It's like a shittier Escanor bomb.
Why aren't these level 0s? It's actually a 0 bomb against 0s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think being 1 is a lot less opportunity.
Yeah, if this was a 0, this would be like, I'd play this in the Taiga deck. 2 5-stars. It was 2 5-stars to the 2 best 0s. There was arguably borderline a 3rd 5-star with the Chris.
Wait, we gave 3 5-stars. We gave it the
3?
Did we give it Ricky? Rico? Did we give Rico 5-star?
Ricky and Rico.
Ricky, Rico, and anti-heal.
Oh, anti-heal. Right, we give 3.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Sorry, I forgot.
Alright, this is a good set too, though.
Yeah, it's fine. If you play Taiga, you might like play that card. 1/0 Mihama Academy Toka. During your turn, this gets 4,000 power. So it's a 7k, 8k, 7k, and then the book does not give power, so yeah. Climax combo, discard one when it's attacked. If you have the book Climax in the Climax area and you have another character with Mihama Academy in its name, pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 4 cards, choose the 2 Mihama Academy characters or the event from among them, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, so there's the waiting room.
I'm
So it's a
good,
mash
bro.
from Mihama
It's
Academy.
literally the fucking 1-0 pants combo from set 2, but
Yeah, it's mash.
you have.
Yeah, but it's
Well, I
more
mean,
effective.
you have the literally combo. That's the same thing, but that one does not do fill your entire deck with subpar cards that
True.
you don't want to grab anyway.
Granted, this book is cool because this book is on play. Draw 1, give split soul to 2 dudes.
Yeah, so it's not here on the translation, but the book is different from a
draw
1-key
split
one. Split soul draw. It's not a 1-key one.
You could also argue the Oshinoko was better.
Sure.
The Oshinoko
I don't even remember what the Oshinoko one is.
There was a mash in Oshinoko. I don't remember that.
There's no book payoffs either. Not like free run either.
Yeah, true. 1-0 Mihama Academy Gumi. With attack, choose one of your Grisaia characters who gets X power, X is the number of your Grisaia characters times 700 power, and this has ditch 1 when it attacks, you may bounce one of your Grisaia characters to hand. It's the Maid Asuna effect. Okay, that one. Yes. Sorry. Yes. That Rico is really good. Or Doki Tema, whatever you want to call it.
This is okay.
These cards, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't play Maid Asunas ever, so
yeah. You want power pump one and then bounce the other to hand? Yeah, it's a bit weird like that. What the fuck? Why the?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it feels contradicting. I want to just give this one. It's a pack builder.
Yeah, I agree. It's also 1-0.
I would rather play the 0/0 that's double 1/5 pump if I want power pump.
Agree. I love that card. 1-0 Chris. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you have a comic from the Climax area, you put upgrade your deck in the stock. It's just a
literally
Kazuki from set 2.
Literally, it's 500 power smaller than the set 2 one. So what's
Was it actually?
Yeah, the Kazuki one is 5/5.
Oh shit.
But your characters can't side attack.
Oh, that's why. But that's fake.
Yeah, it's fake.
Until it's not.
So I'm gonna give this a 1 though. You have better stock charge in set 2, and you have better stock charge in this set too. So why?
Because you're always playing anti-heal. Mihama Academy Maki. During your turn, this gets 10,000 power and it has hand on card.
There's better B6. No, I think there's better B6 in the set already. For every deck.
Mihama Academy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. If you're not Mihama Academy. I mean,
okay,
I have a 2-1 in Mihama Academy, though. It's
okay, bro, we're not talking about this deck.
I'm sorry.
There's no payoff. There's no payoff. Like, they couldn't even make the fucking level 1 combo check 5 either. They couldn't make the brainstorm 5. They couldn't make the level 1 combo check 5. Like, what the fuck?
That card probably should have checked 6, to be honest.
Like, what the? There's like literally no payoffs from Mihama Academy. There's no point.
Just no point.
1.
We get to the cool card next, right? Surely?
Nope.
No. 2-1 Chris. If you have 4 more other Grisaia characters, you get 6,000 power, so it's a 9/5. Memory. If this is when it's fit on stage from hand, if you have Thanatos system in your memory, if you may choose one of your opponent's level 1 or higher characters. If you do, choose one level extra lower character. It's a level down. It's a 2-1 9/5 level down. You will not play this card.
Yeah.
This card probably could have said pick 2 of your opponent's characters, and I still would not play this. Or do
okay, maybe it's a 2. Maybe I would consider it if it's a 2.
No, I think if it said do it twice, maybe choose 2 is like an
okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Without ditching, maybe.
Every other says Milo Shift. Okay, every other one is a 1-0 way to discard 1. So I don't know. Is this like a pay 1 but slower?
This is free. That's why. This is a free and it's a body.
Yeah. No, I still think it's a 1.
Yeah, I would not play this card. But...
Alright, here's
3-2 Mihama Academy Chris. Auto. When this field is from hand, you may discard one if you return the top card of your clock to hand. And then Climax combo. Ditch 2 when this attacks. If you have the book Climax in the Climax area, deal 4 damage to your opponent. Neat book combo.
Well, no one's talking about this. 4. I am the only one who talks about this, pretty much. I just think the book CX...
you were playing... That's because you were playing empty book before, and then you're like, ooh...
I can play a generic finisher. So yeah, my headcanon is you play all towards the heal and compression deck. This at worst it's just a heal. At best, it's fucking just like free run burn. You can do the same thing as free run. You can stock swap and then burn 4 like free run does, except you can't probably triple burn 4. But
you double burn 4. But you have all the memory.
The book and memory. book is such the book CX. I don't know if how many people really thought about it, but if you ever talk to Mr. Ryan Wibley, also part of Second Broken, he hates how strong this is, because on 2K on 2 soul triggers before, back in the days, the split soul draw one was really powerful, and now it's also on a plussing trigger. Means that this card is never bad to draw. Yeah, this card is never bad to draw and never bad to trigger. So it's just like a very good CX. And I was like thinking about playing vanilla book, as Jason said. Why play vanilla book when I can play a vanilla majority of the time vanilla healer that can sometimes be a
this is the new book. This is the plus on play book. It's on play, draw 1, give 2 of your characters +1 soul.
Yeah. It's not a translation. I don't know why. We know it's. I think it's the trigger. The CX is very stronger, and a finisher is just sufficient enough to play. So my first testing will be bar book.
I do have that as one of the lists that I will test as well, because I thought it was a neat idea.
But if you do need
play memory, bro.
But if you do need more firepower, then you can play the bar combo, or you can play the choice combo. Either one works.
Or door. You can play door. Yeah. I think that's the last card, right? Is there another card?
Nope. Reprint. Event. Reprint
of the Sachi Bat counter from set 1.
Biggest thing is it doesn't require a full board like every other fucking defensive counter nowadays.
Wait, didn't Sachi? Sachi didn't require it.
No, Sachi didn't require it. Sachi, right? Yeah, it's literally just Sachi.
God, I tried so hard to make Sachi work too. I'm glad they've actually printed enough like things that you can actually like play this tap counter now.
Yeah.
Because there was never a world in old Grisaia where you ever had enough stock ever to use that card.
Yeah. So it ends up being 3. It might be a card you play. Bar deck can play it. If you play like a memory deck, you can play this. If you play standby can play this too. Well, Haruto is a bit harder to play because your opponent can just direct swing.
Oh, true. You're right, actually. Yeah.
But anyway, standby can look at this, and memory can look at this, or you can look at this. But this one's a bit more restrictive.
If you have 5 more Grisaia characters, choose 2 Grisaia characters in your clock, add them to hand, send this to memory. This is the Nino event without the Nino name, and they do actually play this in the new like Nino deck that people are.
Does Nino require a full board? I don't remember.
I think it's 4 more other Nino.
Yeah, that's a lot easier. 4 more versus 5 more.
Yeah. In the concept of, you're playing a completely locked deck, I agree.
But here's my headcanon. Why heal 2 when a tap counter can be a heal 3?
Because it heals 2 cards from clock to hand. So it also goes
it goes +1. So that's actually not bad for like a standby, because you might want a hand. Because after you establish your 3-2, you have no ways to get cards into your hand. Yeah, but what do you think about this one? 3? Yeah, it's a fine test.
It's like a perfectly fine extra defensive counter that you can play.
Test it out in a standby. Maybe test it out in memory. Who knows? This card does go to memory itself.
Was that Nino card from set 2? I'm trying to like look at that card.
It might be set 3.
It's not set 3. I just looking at set 3. It's like one event in set 3.
It's a blue event.
Set 2 is Nino train.
It's a blue event.
Oh, it's blue.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay, that's why. So it is definitely in the movie then. I was thinking it was set 3. It was set 2 because I'm looking in red and I'm like, I don't see this fucking. Yeah, it's her on the fucking bike. No, it's 5 or more Nino. Never mind. Same exact card. Literally verbatim.
Okay. I guess if Neo can play, you can play. It's not that bad in what's called the new standby combo, because you can just boop. Your opponent's board don't have to actually attack, and you can have full board, and then unless your opponent's playing in bouncer, you can always have condition.
All right. So final verdict on Grisaia. I think this set is very good.
I think so too.
I think this is everything I wanted Grisaia to get back in set 2 when I was shafted with fucking 98 chaff and 2 cards to put in my deck.
Okay, but think about it this way. There's 2 cards that are being bought out in set 2 and only 1 card being bought out in set 1.
Yeah, now. Fucking, like, how many years later? 2 years later? Like,
Yo,
bro.
there's twice as many cards being bought on set 2 as in set 1.
I played the fucking shit. I played every garbage pile, link, everything I could in set 2. It was so bad. And then now my deck built is fucking Door Pants with the check 3, add 1 Brainstorm, and the Chizuru 3/2 burner. And that is a deck I have currently built. I played feeding with 8 feedings. That deck was kind of sick, actually.
the huge Machinas.
But not good. Not good, but very fun to play.
If only she was a choice.
God, yeah. If only she was choice. Old days, before pre-choice days.
No, wait. Grisaia had choice.
It has choice. You're right. They just hated
the Michiru choice literally existed.
I don't know why.
Right.
I forgot that was a choice. You're right. I forgot that was actually a choice because I didn't play that card. That was one of the cards I never actually bothered to play, despite Michiru being my favorite.
Do we think this ends up being a meta container? Because a 5-star would be a meta like a top 5 deck meta container.
I would give it a 4.
I would also give it a 4. It has potential. Mainly because if anti-heal didn't exist, the set would be like a 4 at best.
Of course.
But because anti-heal exists, it could be boosted
even if we were
to a 5.
forced to play the blue, even if we were still forced to play the yellow anti-heal, I might even be a little more inclined to be like, this wasn't that good because I don't really want to keep because everybody knows the yellow anti-heal sucks.
It's like 4.
We have a real anti-heal.
But I wouldn't be surprised if this set ends up being tier 1.
Like, especially in this world right now where Alice Gear is still tier 1. It's got another month until the next set review stream.
Mm-hmm. It has like 3 weeks.
3 weeks, sure. 3 weeks before the ban gets announced. We'll see if Alice Gear even gets hit.
Was it July?
For all we know. I don't know.
It's 2 weeks. Wait, it's less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Okay. It's 9 days.
Well, then we will. Well, there's one BCS. Or BCF, where this card...
There's 2.
Right?
There's 2 BCF left.
2 BCS pre-Alice Gear getting probably hit.
And then there'll be Nats after the ban list.
And then we'll see if... see how bad Alice Gear gets hit, and if people want to keep playing it. But, there's these fucking decks, like D-Side running around still. And...
Well, D-Side doesn't play the Pants Finisher anymore.
They do. There's still people playing Rondo, my man.
Well, the main deck is the standby choice deck.
It's standby.
Choice standby. But I think standby heals.
But it still heals though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's standby finishers still heals.
There's still things that heal. There's a lot of things that heal. Like you said, even coincidentally, any amount of denying healing just means that Grisaia gets that much more chance to end games that it might not have otherwise, which is always good. I think there's a lot of potential in some of these combos in here. And there's already still some good old stuff to look at. We still have set 1 door. We still have the set 2 Kazuki Yuji. There's like a bunch of other random cards you can play. I think standby looks actually better than I thought it would. I like the new bar. The choice stuff is obviously very good. I think Freeman's good too, for what it's worth. But I'm very happy with my third set.
Freeman's not. It's like at best barely in the top 10.
It's a tier 2 deck.
If it's not like
it's a tier 2
slightly
deck.
Out of top 10.
It's a very efficient deck. So I'm very happy with Grisaia overall, though. I do not regret making this purchase. I was very happy to get this playset. I will be playing with this a lot probably. I will say, despite loving Blue Archive, I think this set is significantly better than Blue Archive, and I am also significantly more excited to try more things than I was with Blue Archive. Where with Blue Archive, I was pretty set with what I was gonna play, like pretty fast. But this set is like good. There's a lot of variety. Like, this is the bar book deck. It's very
pretty
a lot of 4 of the 3 and 4 of, and then you got Brainstorm and
3 recalls, one CX swap, and then 4 of the good zeros.
Yep, and then we got 4 of the good level 1, 2 of the other one, 2 of your Brainstorm. Not even gonna be 3 Brainstorm realistically. There's a wood where you cut like an early play for another Brainstorm if you really want it. Obviously we're playing. It's only 10 targets for Rico, but we don't really care about that effect because their combo's cheap. Encore has already, yes. Encore put this up this morning.
Yeah, we play the defensive line, so we have one defensive counter, one of the +4 counters, which is searchable. So and then, if you're super compressed because you have 12 cards that goes to memory, you can get some canceled in. You have to play theft counter with a card that can grab the theft counter. It's tap counter powerful. One 2K assist just because it's 2K assist. Just so that maybe you need the power offense. And then, book combo because book is OP. CX swap because CX swap is OP. I mean stock swap because stock swap is OP. And then 40p healer because your goal is to just spam heal and get memory.
Fuck you, I don't know where you put bar choice. Whatever.
On our chat?
Yeah. I don't know if you DM'd it to me or not. I don't remember.
I did DM to you.
No, not A choice, bar choice.
Oh wait, A choice? No, I did not DM you A choice. A bar choice.
No. Yeah. We talked about it. I think you maybe posted it in comp, but yeah. A choice. I think A choice is even easier to build, to be honest. You just play all the good cards, you play all the yellow stuff, you play the 2/1 bodyguard. 4 of your event, which I think you can even cut the event to 3 of. I don't think that event is like that good. If you wanted extra space for something, and you play your top end. This is one of those I'm gonna bust a nut on you, and this is literally just better Heavenburn Dread. Actually, this is 8-win Heavenburn Dread, but better. Simple as that. Quad color door choice. Look, you cook it, and you top Nagoya with it, and I'll tell you you're based. But I am not strong enough for that. I want to go play 8 standby now. Actually, that is what I'm gonna probably go cook up next.
I think it's just some kind of work for door choice. I can see cut. I don't know about quad color. I don't know what the fuck. Oh yeah, I guess you had to play green for the EP healers and blue for stock swap. Then door choice.
I mean, you could just play yellow. Honestly, at that point, why wouldn't you just play like the yellow EP healer, the pay 3 one?
Maybe, yeah.
Just a cheat in cards. You could cheat in you could play that down, cheat in a door level 3 or so, door level 0 or something, and then slam your door and then get an extra card, and you're like, haha. Yeah, I don't know.
These are some sample decks that we made. We're gonna try out. There.
But yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. This is probably my most anticipated set of the year. To be honest, there's really nothing else I'm like super.
Yeah, I see people talking about Kenshin, but I think Kenshin. I'm a zoomer. I never watched Kenshin. The fucking anime came up before I was born.
I'm a little excited for Captain Tsubasa. I really like Captain Tsubasa. I don't know if I'll buy it per se, but I am a little excited because I think it's a cool series. Shin-Chan's also pretty cool. Oh, Eurocamp this year. Eurocamp is this year, so that's the only other set I'm really looking forward to.
Kenshin is 1996. That's literally before I was born.
That's the year I was born, and I watched Kenshin. I watched Kenshin when I was like 14.
Yeah, but I didn't watch. Fucking when I started watching anime, when I started really watching anime, it's fucking AOT Sal. That's how I'm not anime zoomer anymore. Okay, zoomers nowadays are fucking. I fucking watch Jujutsu Kaisen and fucking Demon Slayer is my first anime.
Okay, I will say though, coming up, I think we have a lot of very interesting sets coming up over the next couple months. We have Cinderella Girls, which might be good, might be bad. I've heard mixed things. I heard some people tell me it's good.
It started off good, but it has been very sleeper for me to translate as someone who's translated everything.
That's fair. I'm only like skimming certain cards and like reading characters that I actually like. How good represented though, so that's cool. Kenshin looks very strong. I will not even front. I think the Kenshin cards they've revealed so far are fucking insane.
Shin-Chan also looks pretty interesting.
Shin-Chan looks very fun. I don't know if it's good, but it looks fun, and I like Shin-Chan. Heavenburn Dread Volume 2, the spoilers we got seems promising. We'll find out more. Star Wars, Marvel, God only fucking knows.
What, Marvel? The card they showed from Marvel wasn't that bad either.
Yeah, they weren't that bad. They got like the soccer and stuff. It's fine. But yeah, God only knows they're getting their fucking next thing. We probably won't even talk about Star Wars because it's a premium booster, but we'll talk about Marvel.
And we have nothing about Captain.
We don't have Tsubasa. Uma obviously is a meta deck, getting more support, so that might be good. Gochi getting more stuff.
Okay, but the last time Gochi got stuff in their last premium booster was.
Well, that's not no, good. Wait, they made it pants.
Was it no? Wasn't there a set after? That was
No.
That was Sing for You.
Wasn't Sing for You the deck that made 8 pants like a real deck?
Sing for You was
the game like the early playing.
I thought Sing for You was with Chino's mom. Was that the same set?
With Chino's mom? Yeah, that was. That was the one that had the shitty pants combo in it.
Yeah.
But it gave you like the. Didn't this set give you something? I feel like this set had something good in it. You're right. That was a pretty mid set overall though.
Yeah,
had a lot of stuff for the other.
Sing for You was like the reprint plus the Chino's mom stuff.
Yeah, Sing for You was the that was the reprint boost, the re-edit booster, right?
Yeah.
Was that the re? Yeah, that had the level 3 shit for 8 pants.
I thought that was the set. I thought that was the set before.
Wait, is that another fucking set?
Yeah.
So has there been that many Gochi sets?
Yes, there's been a lot of Gochi sets.
Gochu, Monwa, Bloom. No, not Bloom. Huh? Oh, did they not put it on here? Well, they don't have it on. They don't have the Locky, but GG. I don't remember what's in Sing for You. It's in a box somewhere in my closet somewhere. But yeah, okay, sure. Maybe that's real. Who knows? I doubt it. And then Euro Camp. I fucking love the Euro Camp. And then we still don't have a premium booster for like Resurrection date. But I think good stuff coming this year. I'm pretty excited, even if I don't know if I'll buy how much of it I'll actually like bother buying. But I think it's at least more interesting thing to talk about than we've talked about recently, because we've had some fucking sleepers that Kevin nor I gave two shits about.
I don't even care about Eurocamp, even though I watched that one.
I love Eurocamp. I'll be excited. I will be excited for both of us.
If it's good, maybe I'll be excited for it. But if it's if it looks mid, I'm gonna be so sleeper and not buy it.
Understandable.
That's what Eurocamp is to me. I enjoy it, but not enough to insta buy it.
That's fair. I do. I fucking love Eurocamp. But yeah, I agree. Grisaia is good. Is good in the interesting department. Bare minimum, there is a lot of interesting cards that will probably lead to at least fun decks. At the worst, I think there's some cool locals decks, like decks to play like locals and stuff for fun. I do think there is like a very real world where this set is meta though, and I think Japan is just sleeping.
Okay.
They're snoozing. But that is all for us tonight, guys. Thank you all for joining us once again. We will see you in
3 weeks.
3 weeks? Damn.
3 weeks for IMS. Maybe we'll do a discussion about the ban list though. And the ban list.
Yeah, maybe we might do a ban list video.
A week and a half. Week and a half for our ban list.
Alrighty.
All right.
We will talk to you all then.
Later. Bye bye.